I forgot that I
from
had
the 80s.
No, from Christmas.
We're live, I guess.
I forgot.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. I was just telling Paul how I forgot that I had a joint in the house.
Oh, Evan, please. I don't like to talk about stuff like this.
What are you swallowing there, buddy?
I'm not having an edible. I don't have all my shit all laid out, so I could go. If I go like this, that's my tell. That's my tell.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's my tell. So
that's great. I haven't seen you in a while.
No, I haven't seen you all summer. How you doing?
Well,
you're traveling like a motherfucker.
I had the tour. It's over, and I'm in a lot of pain right now. I can't. That's why I didn't. You're going to go see the Tenebrae, right?
Yes, we are.
Which I was excited about, but I'm having real problems with my hip and my leg.
Right, and what we're talking about is that Goblin, the one with Claudio. I never pronounce his last name. Right?
Simonona Freddy.
Right, that's nice. His version of Goblin play live over films. Steve and I saw
Deep Red, right?
No, we saw Suspiria, and now we're gonna go see Tenebrae, which is like my favorite Goblin soundtrack. It's so crazy.
It really is good.
To that. Excuse
me. Did you see this? This is my tell that my rice cracker went down my throat, buddy. I got my want Shelly Senbei rice crackers.
Oh, look at you!
I quite enjoy them. Yeah, so I also have shrimp chips somewhere.
I have my dab in hanky because I have to turn off the air conditioner, which is right fucking over there.
I got my shrimp chips, and I got one blueberry, the baked wheat cake. This is all from the. I
have a good humor ice cream sandwich.
Oh, you've been really pushing the sandwiches.
Yeah, I'm going skin limit on the.
I did do a skin. I did do a 12-pack fairly recently, but I didn't wait. I pretty much ate them all. I'm going out of my mind because whatever I bring home, I eat in one night.
Yeah,
I eat family-sized cookies. It's just awful.
Yeah,
awful. I need to move around a little. I don't know if I have sciatica. If anybody saw me on the tour, whenever I got up out of the chair, it was with an effort. I'm having, well, I guess he's doing one.
Oh, no, I pushed the wrong button. Hold on.
Hi, folks.
No, now that's not
right.
Hi,
folks. Now it's CNN.
Oh, no, I don't know what's going on. Oh, no.
Mr. Boombastic.
I'm formally Mr. We are back. No.
Oh, hi. Got scared there for a second.
What is that other thing that's there?
What? There's another.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Is that right? I don't know what's going on.
But I also have.
We haven't done this in a few months.
I have 2 of the McDonald's Sanrio Godzilla.
Yeah.
And both on horribly rainy night. It's been raining like crazy every Thursday. I have therapy that day, and so I'm having these weird imprinting of rain and McDonald's and garbage and therapy and toys. I haven't collected anything in ages, and I absolutely love these damn things. Yeah. I can't go back to McDonald's. They don't really let you buy the toys sometimes they would.
Oh yeah, I remember when the alien figures from Toy Story 2.
Right, everybody was we would.
Oh, that's all we did is go and buy those. They would give it to you. You could get it for $1.
We went bonkers on the Pokemon from Burger King to the point where I think that's where I blew out my rear end and got my hemorrhoids because I was eating whatever I bought.
Oh, I didn't know where that was going.
Oh no, I was eating so much Burger King. Oh. It was disgusting. This was in the 90s, I guess, but yeah, it was very Eltingville. I mean, if everybody wonders why I write that stuff, it's because I've lived it to a degree.
Right.
But anyway.
Yeah, so if you haven't been here before, Evan and I usually talk for like 3 hours. We ramble. It doesn't make a lot of sense. If you'd like to leave a comment,
it makes some sense.
Like here, somebody says hi. Hello.
We wave. We're human. We acknowledge.
Right, and it's at some time during the night we'll probably take questions. Who that other square that was on before is Stevie. She's in the back rooms. The back rooms.
Have you seen that?
No.
You're not interested?
Yes, but it's, you know me. I mean,
you sounded
I
like
chose.
you
Yeah,
sounded
everybody
like
loves it. Everybody loves it, and I feel like every time someone loves a horror film, I hate it. So I never run to see them anymore.
I don't either, but
you know, people love Obsession. People say Obsession is amazing. They say Backrooms is amazing.
I don't even know
I'll watch them.
What is Obsession? I've never even heard of it.
It's a take on The Monkey's Paw, where this guy wishes a girl to be everything to him, and what are the consequences of having that free will taken away? The Manosphere.
The Manosphere. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, you know, generational fears and horror and all that.
Right.
Stuff. No, but Backrooms, I'm really interested in. Except, didn't A24 just like go all in on AI right after that got released?
Well, I know they keep on showing them doing AI related stuff. Yeah, I think they also have a company. I don't know. You know, I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Fucking fools.
I did see Hokum though. I rented Hokum.
Hokum is the Irish guy? Yes. Because I didn't know the name. I didn't know about. So I forget who I was talking to about it. Might have been Eric at Four Color. We were doing we the night before my signing in Virginia. We talked horror movies at the table quite a bit. Hello. And yeah, I mean, I thought that I forget what the name of the film is that I saw. Where it was the guy who agreed to go to the house where he had to be
Caveat,
and I liked it enough of it to go to, you know what I mean, that the good outweighed the bad.
It's a very low budget film. It's a very high concept.
Yeah,
it's a very weird movie. It's mostly it's not necessarily surreal, but it really isn't trying to tell a.
What's the main character is a fuck up. He's one of those, I have to take a job because I'm in deep.
We never knew any of those people.
Right, but you know what I mean? That's a big thing. Nobody knows how to actually do. I mean, I'm not knocking the film, but it's such a trend in horror films now that we don't want to have to explain the psychology of a person or why anybody might do. We have to make them ex-drug addict, divorced, mentally ill,
right.
PTSD, owes money to the mob. You know, there's always like a reason they must jump into the most outlandish, you know. It's like nobody just finds Crazy Ralph and says, don't go in there. Fuck it, old man. We're having a great time.
What's in that wicker basket?
Who knows? I'll look. But yeah, it's one of those. Oh, nice. Yeah, I want a Rodan really bad. I do want all of them. It's really, I just think it's amazing that in this day and age, you can go to McDonald's and get a Gigan toy or a 7th ranked Sanrio character and a 10th ranked Space Godzilla. Who loves Space Godzilla? Nobody. I do. The movie. I finally watched the movie actually, maybe last year.
Okay.
Stinks. But I watched it. I was like, hey, it's Godzilla. The little baby. I mean, I love the monsters, but woof, it's not a good movie. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. Yeah, I want to get the pom pom purring with the Gigan in it. That people would not known what you were talking about just a few years ago.
Right.
It's the world we live in. The best of times.
It's wonderful.
The best of times, the worst of plagiarism.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, let's not get into that because I'll get the wine bottle.
Right.
I don't want to open the wine bottle.
My old man Dab and Hanky.
Dab.
So yeah, so Hokum is, I think if I was to rate this director's films, I would rate them from last to best would be Caveat, Hokum, and then Oddity. I really like Oddity. I think Oddity is true.
Oddity?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, I think it's still on something. I don't know.
We were supposed to dump Netflix, but apparently we haven't. So
well, it won't be on that. I
don't know what the hell anything's on. Everything seems to be on Disney Hulu, and I don't have that when it's new.
Yeah, I mean, I almost missed the days when I would just look through the paper all the time in the TV guide to figure out what the fuck is going on.
Hey, they're showing Monster Zero again and Shockwaves. Ooh, Shockwaves is on. Can't watch that. Too scary.
Oh, and then it's going to be. Is it the new? It's the Avengers, and then the new Saint, the Return of the Saint
with Ian Ogilvy.
Yes, what a good guy he was.
I think he's in. He's in Witchfinder General, I think.
Yes.
Which,
Yes.
you know, I don't like that movie. I know everybody loves it, but
Yeah.
you know, when you say everybody loves it, you know that that's not true. But it's
Well,
in that trinity of Witchfinder General, uh, uh,
Blood on Satan's
Blood
Claw
on
and
Satan's Claw, and
Wicker Man.
Wicker Man, which is the folk horror, like, you know, 1, 2, and 3
Right.
on the podium. But I really like Blood on Satan's Claw, and I love Wicker Man. Paul, enjoy what you're doing right now, and but yeah. Mr. Vape Bastic. Well, I mean, hi, folks. Let's talk about folk horror for a few minutes. But yeah, I don't like Witchfinder General. I think it's a really flat melodrama. You know, there's just not much going on in it.
Well,
there's some terrible. Sometimes it looks like a TV movie. Also, it just doesn't work for me. Vincent Price is barely in it. He doesn't really seem to affect things. It's mostly Ian Ogilvy chasing a guy who killed his girlfriend. I mean, it's not much folk horror in that.
Yeah, I was going to say the film that I think everybody loves, that I always think of around that time, is Captain Kronos. I hate Captain Kronos.
I know you hate it. I like it.
Yeah, that's just for me. It doesn't work at all.
Sure.
Oh, it's a James Bond, and hey, look, it's Brian Clemens. The guy did a lot of great shit, but no, it didn't work for me.
It did not work for you. Which I think you know, I think a lot of people love it because it is early Monster Hunter, witch hunter, demon.
Which is
really cool. But I remember liking the first half more than the second. It's one of those things where it's kind of like some superhero movies where the origin and when they lay out how things work and the back lore of the world, it's pretty open and cool. It's mostly, like the first episode of a television show.
Sure.
Then when the actual plot kicks in, you get, I mean, it works in like the Superman. It's like I always talk about, to me, Superman and the first Spider-Man movie are very similar in that they're really, really interesting while telling the origin, and less so once the actual comic book story kicks in.
Sure.
Luther's, he's not much of a. The plus is that Gene Hackman and Ned Beatty and Valerie Perrine are all great.
Sure.
And the writing is strong. But when you get down to it, it's really kind of a boring story. Oh, I'm making real estate.
Well, that's why when they did Superman Returns, and they basically did a sequel to Superman 2 that has what's his name as Luthor, and it's the same characters again. The idea, do you know about this or is
no?
Yeah, there's the Roth. He played Superman, and it's a direct sequel to Superman 2. Came out in, I'll look this up. So
I guess that makes sense because Superman 3 is where it went off the rails.
Yeah.
I mean, Superman 1 and 2 are clunky in a lot of ways. I think
but for kids, I mean, I love those films as kids.
Oh no. I remember going to a comic convention that I believe I might have been set up at. I'm not sure, but I got directly off the bus, went to the Fox Twin at the Highland Plaza that used to be there next to Masters.
Yeah.
And I saw Superman, and it was one of the greatest days of my kid life.
Right.
I loved it. And I'm very fond of that movie, but the story is kind of unimportant at that point.
Yeah.
Just what happens. But Spider-Man 2, like Spider-Man, the first Spider-Man movie, the Raimi one, to me, it goes off the rails once the story kicks in because they're like, all right, we got the origin. Ben's dead. We had fun with the wrestler, blah, blah, blah. You saw his powers, look at the effects, and we'll have the Green Goblin have Thanksgiving with Peter Parker.
Right.
They didn't even try. They might as well have just had the characters bump into each other on a sidewalk. It was just so and to me, the movie just goes nowhere. After that, there's some fun parts, but the movie doesn't have the same magic for me that the first part had. Everybody loves that origin stuff because it's canon and they're adapting something that they can't really. How do we juice this? And then they get into their original story, and it's Elon Musk of New York goes to Thanksgiving in the he's too like he's I'm gonna rich people, millionaire inventors always just hang out with their son's friends.
Right.
So I don't. But then the movie itself, to me, the Green Goblin suit was boring because there was no character there. Masks are really a problem in movies, although
right.
Just for me maybe, because it's not like Transformers have facial movement or Iron Man or whatever the fuck. So what do I know?
Right.
I haven't seen any superhero movies, so I can't talk about them, to be honest.
But you just did.
I saw because I saw that one.
Okay.
It was just like when we saw X-Men. I forgot the movie immediately after leaving the theater, pretty much, except Spider-Man swinging. That was cool.
Yeah.
And the X-Men movie, yeah.
Right.
By the time we got to the diner, it was like, that wasn't so good.
Yeah. But I was going to say about Superman Returns, it's got Kevin Spacey as Luthor, and
it makes sense.
Right.
No, it's not. I'm not. Yeah.
But it's a sequel, and it's 2006, and he's doing another real estate fucking scene, and it's like, come on, enough's enough. This is stupid. Can't Brainiac put cities in little bottles or something?
Yeah. Take over the world. Red Sun, something big. Superman's got to be big.
Right. So,
but I haven't seen anything since. I wanted to see the Spider-Man animated ones. People seem to
I enjoyed those a lot. I
like to see the design work moving on those. I wanted to see Black Panther.
I did not see Black Panther.
I wanted to see Doctor Strange.
It stinks. The sequel, I think that Raimi did is fun-ish.
Yeah.
But I feel like all those movies you need too much homework for.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know we know the characters, and I still don't know what the hell is going on because I know this. I know the up to the 90s, and not like the old stuff made sense. Iron Man's outfit.
Yeah.
Briefcase. Or when he had he ionized it, and he'd be falling, and I was like, oh, good thing I just worked out this way of getting around having to put on this armor, which would take. By the time he's done putting on that armor, right, the titanium man has left. It's over. You know what I mean?
Well, especially if he's drunk, it's going to take a lot longer.
Backwards.
I can't see.
I can't fucking see.
Bonk.
Oh my! I may feel he makes a mistake. He grabs his head. His repulsor rays goes off. He fries his head. I loved how everybody would do the Stan Stasiak heart punch on him as if they knew he had
yeah, well, sure.
Hey,
work the leg.
Iron Man's got a bad heart. Punch him right in the. But he made a fucking target.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's why the living laser I'm the living laser. Okay, pal. Okay.
Oh man.
Oh, I love those comics.
So I have a list of movies I've watched. I guess we could talk.
I have a list of a few things that I've watched over the last few months that in the 20 minutes that my problem is, the infamous Book of the Damned.
Right.
With all the movies that I watch, I write them all down. And I look at the list when I last night I rewatched The Children.
Oh, okay.
Just for comfort, comfort watching. I realize that I have a series of comfort horror movies that are not, and some of them are not good as far as
of course
cinematic experiences. But I enjoy the fucking hell. I love.
I feel like Pieces. I could always watch Pieces.
I could. This is the thing. If you put if you said you got to watch something on Tubi, there's about 25 movies they've got on there that I feel, I'll throw one. Couple of Argentos, a couple of it's a whole bunch of giallos that they have right now, and I find them weirdly comforting.
Right. Yeah. Sure.
Even if they're crazy, even if or stuff like The Children or Winter Beast, or Squirm, which I think is actually better than not a bad movie, but it's not like you're not watching Nosferatu or Bride of Frankenstein or whatever.
Right, sure.
But I look at these films, and I don't know what the hell. I don't remember seeing them. There's about 100 movies on this page.
Well, wait.
I have to look them up again.
Well, because you're a fucking old man, Evan.
No, I've always had a bad memory, but this is out of control.
Well, yeah, because you're an old man now. This is the point.
But my memory's been bad for years, and it's worse now.
Yeah,
and I look at these things, and I'm like, what's the deep dark? What the fuck is the deep dark? I just watched it like last week.
Now, what are you doing when you watch this?
Well, sometimes I'm drawing. That's true. But even so, it's like the titles of these things. You know, you go if you were into horror movies as a kid, right? And you go, "Did you ever see Frankenstein?" Nobody goes, "What's it?" It's Frankenstein. It's right there it's on the tin, as they say. What's the next one? Bride of Frankenstein. It's never called the Deep Dark.
Right.
I mean, the Classroom 6. I can sort of. Well, also I've been watching found footage films made by babies, because what I like about found footage films, footage found, I can foot find, is that you don't have to watch the first hour, because all it is like gathering of the photographic of this.
Oh, let's get here. Oh, we got to go pick up the equipment from John. Yeah. We're in the kitchen and they're putting their wires.
They're in the car, and don't take the camera off. Don't do the camera. And it's always the same. You could do bingo. I want to make bingo cards for found footage movies because they're amazing. And did you get the draw? I love also how they talk. This is all horror movies. I love how everybody waits until they're in the car with all their stuff packed up. An hour and a half into their drive, and then they start to talk about what they're going to do, their plans.
Right.
Are we really going to be making a documentary? Well, as you might remember, nobody talks like that.
Right.
Just let the people show up at the cabin and die. But found footage, it's basically found footage. You're watching a fucking home movie for 45 minutes to an hour for the bad ones.
Sure.
So I don't have to really. There's nothing visual.
Okay.
To watch, and then every once in a while you look up and there's somebody going go 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 go, and there's nothing there, but you look up. So I don't remember Blackwood Evil. I did have a piece of shit POS next to it.
I would like to start with this movie.
Yeah, I just don't
talk about.
Anyway, let's get to what you watched.
Have you seen Intensive Care?
It looks like an ad for old people's shit. Look at Hi, I'm George Kennedy. Is your ass bleeding? Wow, you're in trouble.
This
I'm
fucking movie
for Demon Warp, which is
my god.
I might watch that one again. No, I have not. A deranged doctor gets to a car accident and burns beyond recognition.
Yeah.
Years later, he wakes from his coma and stalks a young male nurse and his girlfriend, killing everyone along the way.
Right. Now, if I remember correctly, I think it's like Swedish or I don't know. I'd have to, actually do some homework. It's hilarious, Evan. It is so funny because I posted a clip that I might be able to play. Yeah. If I could find it.
I've never heard of this one. Does anybody at any point say the words intensive care really seriously?
No, and then
this guy needs intensive care.
Yeah, let me actually see if there's any way I could play this clip.
Go ahead.
But it's one of these movies where George Kennedy shows up for 7 or 8 minutes, goes into a coma, and then comes out.
Oh no.
Not George Kennedy.
He's the guy. Oh wow, Dark Passage.
This guy went on statins and stuff, and he lost weight. And he kind of worked out and grew a foot. And he's
right. That's my favorite thing about somebody changing the actor is that their height changes. You can get the weight and you can even get the face, but the height.
Yeah.
And the voice, of course, changes. That's always interesting.
Sure, always good.
That's why I can't stand when they have ringers in like giallo films. Who there's a woman in the suit, or there isn't a woman in the suit.
Right.
That cheat. Right.
Yeah. If there's a
it's Mimsy
motorcycle.
Farmer. She's 5 foot.
Right. If it's a motorcycle helmet.
Oh, it's always that's it. It's a woman.
Yeah, I can't seem.
Or it's Marho Gortner or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have the clip, but it's basically George Kennedy is operating in the beginning, and he's like, "Hey, this guy's operating over." He's like, "Hey, that's That's like not his fucking right vein you're doing it. And he takes down his mask and he's like, don't you fucking tell me what to do. You do it then. And he walks out. And then it turns into a Halloween ripoff film. Okay. It's literally Halloween.
What year did this come out?
91.
They took their time.
Right. It really is worth it. It's amazingly bad.
That sounds great. That's on my list. Give me a list. I need a list.
You got a list. So that's my first recommendation.
Okay.
For you.
Sounds good.
This is something we could talk about because, well, someone mentioned, you get film ideas from watching this with us. People can figure out things to watch.
Or to avoid.
Right. So we talked about this on one of our Halloween episodes, and those Halloween episodes are really good to go back with because we talk about a ton of movies that all of us watch throughout the year. But the movie, I rewatched The Dark Song because Stevie had never seen it.
Oh, I'd like to see that again. How'd it go on a second viewing?
Oh yeah, it was very good. I think it really does hold up excellently. I've never seen a kind of magic movie that worked that well. Yeah,
I know there's people who complain that the visuals show disparate magic systems and stuff that doesn't. I know, there are people. The people.
Right, but it turns out magic isn't real, so it's okay.
Yeah, that's what I think about. Also, movies. It doesn't matter if the gun.
Doesn't matter.
It's like always makes me think of the gun people who Gun and Mike. And he'd actually get upset with a movie. He'd be like bitching, he'd get into this position. That gun isn't right. It doesn't. Right. And I'm like, I don't really care.
Right.
Oh, I'm a doctor and I know that doesn't work. I don't care. Right. It doesn't completely break the film.
Sure.
So they have sigils all over the place, and then they have Japanese writing or whatever the fuck it was. I don't know.
Right.
I really need to see that again. I remember going back and forth about whether I enjoyed it, was liking it or not.
Right.
And because it's a tough film to like in some ways.
Well,
because the characters, one of the characters especially, is hard to be around.
Well, I also think
in a good way.
What makes the film to give a background? It's a film about someone who's gone through something, who seeks a person out to do magic, to be basically granted a wish.
Right.
And the movie uses what feels like real,
right,
or what people do when they
real
do
ritual,
magic shit.
Yeah.
Because like I turned to Stevie when we were watching, it's like, oh, this is what cults do. You don't eat. You got to do crazy shit.
It's some of it's clearly, from what I read, based on people who practice.
Right. And actual, fine. Hey, I could be wrong. Maybe magic's real. So the thing is,
that's why Alan Moore never got Watchmen back. Because magic is real.
Was he cutting his hair and burning it?
I don't. Yeah, God Almighty.
So anyway, that's
Mark Millar would be dead right now if between with what's his face, the other Grant Morrison. But it's not like bibbity boppity boo or anything like that. There's no magic wands. And they do it's you're basically trapped with these two characters for much of the film. It's a two-hander, as they say in the UK. And that ending is, I wasn't sure how I felt about it, and after a while I thought it was amazing.
Yeah, I think it works.
Yeah,
I think all the things that you sit and go, are they going to just do this? Is this movie about this? They don't do.
Yeah.
And it feels like halfway through the movie, they read the audience's mind that says, oh no, don't worry, this is not what's happening.
Yeah, it's not.
This might be it. Yeah.
It's not conventional at all. And it's worth seeing.
Yeah.
I feel like that on a night of that and Saint Maud would just.
Yeah, I still have not seen Saint Maud.
Depress the freaking hell out of me. Because which is funny because Dark Song isn't a depressathon all the way through.
Yeah.
Whereas Saint Maud, don't watch it when you're sick and feeling bad like I did.
Right.
I liked Saint Maud quite a bit. But
Right.
I think that they pair up nicely as discomfort movies.
Right.
Uh,
So now I don't know if you'll like this or not. This is a weird one.
is there a sequel to that George Kennedy movie?
No,
Vampire
no.
Zombies from Space.
Okay.
It's a baddie new comedy. Ooh,
Okay. Yeah.
it's guaranteed to suck. That's interesting to say. Hmm.
It's a parody of Plan 9 that I think works because it goes into some.
What's it called again? Wait, I was writing it
Oh,
down.
I'm sorry. Vampire Zombies from Space.
Okay, gotcha. And it's a baddie, good time.
Right. It's from 2024. It's black and white. It's a lot of in jokes. It it's not. It's like the people who made it have talent.
Yeah.
Like they did choices that they wouldn't have to make. Like the reason I watched it is I watched a trailer and Dracula comes out and his outfit is fucking crazy. And I'm like, why didn't they just put him in a tux and a cape? That's the easiest thing. And so I said, let me give this a try. And it was interesting. It did a lot of oddball things. Is it the greatest thing in the world? No. Is it a little too long? Yes. But I fundamentally enjoyed it. It's got, ridiculous gore along with it. And
Sure, that sounds. I mean, I tend to avoid modern horror comedies because.
Me too. Shocked I watched this.
What?
I'm shocked I watched it.
I hear it. It's not the kind of movie. I even if it looks good, I'm just like, I don't laugh and I don't care. They're just desperate.
Mm.
It's something I've been. A quick aside. There's something I realized that I think we've talked about this before, but I really, while watching a couple of more recent movies, cheap as hell, made on a shoestring by amateurs, I really hate the way low budget films look now because they don't look like low budget films, really. You know what
Right.
I mean? They don't have that. Here's the film stock we could get, or here's some degrading, or it's dark unless they're underground or something like that. I watched some horrible movie recently about what was it called? Clash of the Dead. And when it's awful. It's a film crew in France, although you never see anything. They don't even pass a sign that says you are in France or anything like that. And they go into an old World War II bunker, and you can't see what's going on
Okay.
at all. People are grabbing their camera. It's just horrible.
Well,
but they all look clean, if you know what I'm saying. All the low budget films look. The digital makes everything look fine. So it never has it has no atmosphere. I'm not sure how to put it technically.
Well, I feel like
it doesn't look like The Children. It doesn't look like Halloween. It doesn't look like.
We grew up with
dead things. There's something missing in the look of it, and it doesn't tell me this is a cheap piece of shit until, of course, the first actor opens up their mouth and says something like, testing, and
I read in a book, and if I'm getting it right, that when they made Basket Case, they filmed it on 16, but they shot it so when they blew it up to 35, it wouldn't look like absolute shit. Yeah. And the thing is, even restored, when you look at those 70s films that either are made on film ends or the cheapest shit or whatever, they have a texture and feel that nothing has. But I was also thinking that low budget British films, because if you look, or the Irish guy who's making, the Hokum and those things, those look interesting. And those are probably still shot on digital and that. But there's a Dark Song has an interesting look. Yes, they don't look cheap. They don't look like, anytime someone tries to imitate Grindhouse, it looks fucking stupid.
It's just there's just something mostly missing for me, and this might be nostalgia or it might be the immersion. It's just what I'm used to, but I'm way more comfortable seeing that crunch, that texture. It's hard to, I don't know, I went to film school, but none of it took. I don't remember, I was drawing comics. But yeah, it's like I just really love the way a 70s, 80s, and a couple of 90s films look. in so many ways. I mean, we could talk for hours about that. Crowd scenes, actually getting crowds, and people. You could get townships to cooperate with you on no budget. They'll lend you 2 police cars.
Right.
They'll lend you the use of this location.
Right. You could get 50 people to run around.
Right.
And now fill up the thing.
I mean, you can get 50 people to run around as zombies still, but nothing feels lived in a lot of these new movies. And you could it's budget. I mean, you can see what they're doing to make sure that they don't have to spend money. I forget what I watched. I watched something recently, and the lengths that they went to not show what was happening was amazing. I mean, deaths were off screen, transitions got away from, uncomfortable conversations, which this is something I've been seeing in a lot of movies, good, bad, indifferent, and sometimes budgeted, is the transition, the fade out. Some people are loving fade outs in the last couple of years, and they love to cut. I mean, this is something that's not new, but the writing is so bad on some of these things that they don't want to handle drama. Like they're like, they're scared of drama. They're scared of interaction. They're scared of confrontation. Important points get made in so many of these films that I've been seeing, and everybody just stands there and they fade out, or they cut to trees. They don't know how to write. They don't know. They don't want to deal with the situation they've created. It's like most movies don't have an ending that works for their high concept. They have this high concept, where they have this concept, and you're like, this is not going to work. Right. Werewolves are having a party with vampires, and they don't. And that it's not
werewolves.
It's
will not have parties,
and it makes no sense at the end. And you're like, it doesn't make sense. They couldn't close the box.
Right.
But now they can't close the box on scenes. Like they can't get through scenes. It's like everybody's like, well, what are we gonna do now? Fade out.
No, I understand what you're saying, but I'm wondering, do you have any examples?
No, I mean, it's just something that's been bugging me. From a lot of these. I mean, it happens a lot in found footage because nobody knows. These are not improv masters. Right. All they do is up the cursing if they get or get mad at each other or whatever the hell.
Right.
But it's just. I mean, in these films, I mean, not to say nothing matters, but these films don't, in the long run, matter. But they're so prevalent because of streaming and everything.
Right.
I mean, it's just, ugh. But what else have you seen?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I rewatched Deep Red because that was fun.
I've almost clicked on Deep Red a couple of times. That's a comfort film for me.
I saw The Furious twice in the theaters.
I managed Furious, and I really thank you, Paul. And I thought it was terrific.
Yeah, I think Furious is arguably one of the best martial arts films ever made, hands down. I don't say shit like that.
No, you don't. You don't. All I remember was sitting down and saying, "Holy shit!" and "What the fuck?" and I backed it up. There are a couple of times where I backed up the film, because I wanted to see what happened again. And so at one point, 3 times. And some of the fights are so terrific. I think the only thing that I'd knock the film for is the only things that bugged me, I guess.
Okay.
It shouldn't have bothered me because the film has cartoon logic. The world is not logical.
Right.
People can take massive amounts of punishment.
There's wire work in it. So
yeah. But at the end, I was just like, there was so much time spent in what happens at the end that I was just like, has no one noticed?
Well, here's the thing.
Someone call the police. This is not a plot heavy film, but it's kind of like it's a wrestling match that goes on for an hour and 2 hours.
Here's the thing. I'm not saying they did this intentionally or not, but The Furious has a lot of homages to other things. The police logic in this is that ridiculous police stuff you'd see in 80s and 90s Hong Kong movies, where you go, what do you mean? How does this go on? What do you mean they blew up a hospital? They can't. What do you go?
I was thinking about Hard Boiled a lot.
Right. So you can't do that. Like there's nods to Bruce Lee. The woman from Chocolate, who was terrific. Did you see Chocolate back in the day?
No, I haven't.
Chocolate's a really good. It's a weird, maybe a little, not the greatest premise.
People arguing about it back in the day because it was hyped and a lot of people did not see it.
The actress, who I can't remember anyone's name, whether I'm high or not. She hasn't been in films forever. She plays the wife in the beginning of the film.
Oh,
she's the reporter.
I was sorry to see that character go. And barely in it.
The ice fight.
Once you get to the ice
fight, a big boss, and Chocolate does that too.
If you argue about the film not being realistic, and you've watched the ice fight, go with the movie.
It's not.
There are certain kung fu films which have, there's real, for some reason I was reminded of also I never remember the name of this film, the Donnie Yen, Sammo Hung with the
SPL.
Right.
It's also known as Kill Point, I think.
And that's a film where the violence is toned down. Sometimes you're supposed to think this is the real world, at least.
Right.
This film, this is a Drunken Master 2 Hard Boiled world. This is an ultra world of violence, because they don't even explain why anybody knows kung fu, knows martial arts.
They hinted these
reporters. Two reporters in this movie are martial arts experts. How? Why? Because it's a martial arts film.
Did you notice in the beginning it kind of says somewhere in Southeast Asia?
Yes.
I think it doesn't want to say when it's placed.
Well, it's also possible because nobody wants to deal with the child trafficking. Nobody wants to own, you know what I mean?
Well, they don't want to be the country, right?
They don't want to be the country, but it's pretty obvious where they are and whatnot. And there's a lot of, one of the only things, I wish less characters spoke English.
Well, that's the thing. They made
I found it off-putting,
right?
And I would have preferred to read along, but I like subtitles. I'm fine.
Right. I think they wanted to make it very accessible to the West. Yeah. So they had as many English-speaking actors dub their voice. It's like a lot of people complained that there's actually, it looks like
the levels are this. Yes. It sounds like they're all in a recording room.
There's all these things, but again, I feel like it's weird that if we had this argument when you first saw Hard Boiled or The Killer or Magic Cop or any of those things. I mean, this is a balls to the wall. You have not seen combat like this in a movie.
Yeah, it's what we always talk about, something new.
Right.
There's always something new. It's even the worst martial arts films seem to, and this is a martial arts film that's set out to the number of styles. I don't know fighting. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's to me, I don't know the close-up stuff. I love it, but as long as it's thrilling. And there's a lot of thrilling stuff in this freaking movie. And people are like, well, the characters aren't developed. Oh my God, come on.
I mean, again,
these characters actually kind of develop through the fighting, if you know what I mean, because it's all physical. And
it's like
I like the characters. I don't know what the problem is.
It's lethal. I mean, again, I understand what people like and don't like. I will agree with everyone. Okay, it didn't. You wanted a more sophisticated story. You wanted more. That's fine. You didn't. A lot of people didn't like the child trafficking stuff. I can fully understand that. If it was about cutting the heads off kittens, I wouldn't want to watch that. Yeah. I understand that might be. Oh, I don't want to watch that. But the thing is,
it reminded me of Ong Bak.
Yeah.
What's the one with the elephant?
That's Tom Yum Gum or The Protector.
I had that running through my head also.
Well, that's the thing. It feels like it adds to a lot of movies. Yeah. It is. The funny thing is, I finally heard people talk about The Night Comes for Us, a martial arts film that I think is it's brilliant.
I like
it's like a horror film.
I liked it more than The Raid.
Yes.
Which people like hug the raid. I mean, I thought the raid was fine.
I think the raid was terrific, and I think it
What
was the
was
shot.
the story? What was the story of the raid? What were the characters in the raid? I mean, why do people go in? It's weird to see people go in almost wanting to not like something because it somehow diminishes another film. It doesn't.
I know,
Of
and
course, the raid. This movie exists because of movies like the raid,
right?
But the raid exists because of name your movies that it exists. It's all it's another good brick in the wall. And
right.
I don't know why people. The thing is, I just some of the complaints about it have been so juvenile that I've seen online. Because you know, I watch it and I want to see what people say about it.
Right.
Find out that this guy used Donkey Kong.
Right.
the breakout character in this thing.
So good. Father says no trespassing.
Father says no trespassing. Oh my
Holy
God,
shit.
that character was insane.
Yeah, and without giving away anything very important, it's just the ending is so.
It's fight choreography throughout the entire film.
Right.
I mean, but what I found was interesting is that at the hour point, it basically wraps up a movie. It's practically like part one. Hey, a mission accomplished. You reach your goal. Boss beaten. And then the movie goes going, and then it goes nuts,
right.
And then it goes nutty.
Well, I'm sitting there. I've seen the trailers. I know there's going to be a scene in a certain location. So I'm sitting there with Stevie watching it the first time, and I'm looking at my watch, and I'm like, or my phone, and I'm like, that's over. There's 20. It's a half hour. Wait, how are they going to top? They can't top that scene.
The movie
how are they going to top that scene?
The movie literally has a Hong Kong movie ending.
Right.
Certain point. People are rescued. Police are there. Citizens come out. I'm not. And you could have seen credits could have rolled right there, and I would have said that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then it goes on for another fucking hour of the story actually gets smaller.
Yeah.
It closes in on the characters,
right.
And goes bonkers.
Right.
And it's super violent, but it's not super gory. Right. But it's super exciting. I liked it. I just really liked it.
Look,
and
they bring in right away. We get some basic setup of characters, and then we have father chase scene. Father goes to chase.
That scene's terrific. Yeah.
That scene on its own is great.
It's great.
That then leads to the nightclub scene,
which is fucking terrific.
Is one of the you would think if that was the only fight scene.
And I was like, oh Christ, the UFC nightclub bullshit. Here we go. And there is some also. It's really well shot. There's just a great scene that I actually backed up because there's a fantastic scene where he gets into the cage, and two other characters are revealed, and they do a fantastic job. This is another thing that I'm finding in movies that aren't not even action movies. Their characters are terrifically designed,
so you recognize them
and dressed,
right?
Because they realize that because the movie, if you watch the movie, you will see you need to know who you're. They almost there are some movies where you need to have a green and red avatar over your head. Here they are moving around like in a video game. This movie, except for places where it would be impossible. I mean, it's life. You're watching these people do these things in real time, and you're like, this is that villain, and that's his henchman.
Right.
And here's that guy. Here's our two guys.
Yeah.
And here's the group that they're gonna. I mean, it's terrific. It's terrific, and nobody's wearing white.
Right, right.
And their styles are all different.
Right, exactly.
And they match their characters, and it's a video game in the best sense. You can almost feel like you're playing one of the characters at the end.
Yeah.
Because one of the things that early on, just in the opening scene, the cold opening that sets up certain things, there's a approach to it that I have not seen. Not that I'm an expert because I haven't been watching modern fight films, but there is this. It's not just grappling, but this piling on of bodies.
Right. This is the thing
that goes to they build that up like a Rube Gold. It gets bigger and bigger to the point where I felt like this is fucking Train to Busan if this was martial arts.
Right. If someone ever said, I don't like kung fu movies because people go in a circle around a guy and they hit him once or twice, there's no waiting in this movie. Everyone's like, let's go. Let's beat the shit out of this guy.
I've never seen choreography with that first scene, and then when that scene in the nightclub, I thought this is a controlled mess.
Yeah, because
it gets sloppy in places. They've got people skidding on things at times. They've got people on rock running. You know, there is so many variants going on here. It's not just they do the thing that I love in Asian martial arts, which environment. They work with the environment. They work with the props that are all. They work with objects. They work with furniture, glass breaks, tables. They pick up wrenches. They pick up anything that might help them in a fight. And these fights are going on fast. They're controlled brawls. Sometimes it looks like you're watching an animated film with real people in it, because you're like, how did they work this fucking out? How did they work this out? How many times did they have to shoot some of these scenes? Because it looks like they would have fucked the blocking up constantly.
Yeah, I read something that the last fight took like 20 days to film.
Well, yeah, because the last fight is just like, and at times I'm exhausted and I can't, but I don't want it to end.
There's a scene. One of the other set pieces after the nightclub is the ice house scene, and when our main character walks in there, there's a traveling shot of him getting into them. And he's moving while fighting. He's not walking and punching someone. He's grappling and flipping, and that's how he's moving through the hallway. Just that little touch where everything is as crazy as they could have thought about it. I mean, yeah, okay, I understand people didn't like it. That's fine.
Yeah, I agree with some of the points. I think the English, the characters who spoke English and were dubbed. I kind of wish they didn't. I mean, I wish everybody spoke in their in their language instead. But that's me, and I know a lot of people don't like subtitles, so I get it. And like you were saying, the English makes it more marketable.
Yeah.
But was the dialogue wooden? Sure. I've watched a lot of film. I can't quote many lines from many Asian Hong Kong films.
Right.
To be honest, some are obviously better than others, but I don't remember brilliant dialogue in most Jackie Chan films or Sammo films. It's not why I'm there, but that's that. I get it. Is the story is thin, but the story is just the basket to hold. It's special. It's like do you love the special effects or design of a film, or the animation's beautiful? It's a spectacle. It's a musical. It's a dance film.
Yeah,
that's what martial arts films. And dance films have terrible stories. It's a line to hang this wildly choreographed.
Hey,
action.
I actually have. If you notice, it seems like to speed stuff up, it almost looks like they drop frames every once in a while.
They definitely speed things up here.
I don't love that in any martial arts film. I remember the 90s when Donnie Yen was like this every time he'd go somewhere.
I've been watching clips. A guy on Instagram has been putting up multiple clips from Iron Monkey, and I didn't remember how sped up some of it was.
I found a copy of Iron Monkey, an American copy that's uncut, subtitled, that undid the undercranking.
Really?
Yeah, they released it because they thought it was weird. I was watching it, I'm like, this doesn't look as stupid as I remember it.
Is it good?
It's a little better, yeah.
Wow, that's really,
in my opinion.
I don't mind the sped up stuff. I don't love it when it's sped up, because I'm thinking it takes me out of it a little bit. Yeah. I always talk about being taken out of the viewing experience, like when you've got a typo or a miscolored comic book panel. Some Spider-Man's hand wasn't colored in. You stop for a second. It's not a game changer or a ruiner, but if it happens a lot, it brings me out of it. There's some sped up stuff in here, but this is not a realistic film. I don't mind. I don't mind. Also, give these people a fucking break. Watch what they do in this movie, and you'd be like, how the fuck do you do this?
Right.
How the fuck do you do this? How the fuck did that guy, the villain's son, not go into a? How did they not all go into a hospital?
Right. Well, that's
real physical shit going on here.
Right. Right.
There's contortioning going on here.
No, it's
a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's definitely, go see it when it shows up on whatever. I think it's really worth it. It's funny. I'm thinking of because I'm thinking, yeah, we should talk about some horror films. There was a film that I saw that I don't remember, but The Black Tower. Have you seen The Black Tower?
Wait a second.
It's a short.
Yes, I did watch that.
Oh my God. What an interesting little thing.
It's interesting. I've been like, how, it's funny because I had The Black Tower on my list and I couldn't remember what it was, but this is the British animate, sort of the British photograph.
Right. It's not just photographs. It was a guy who I'd seen done a black and white film, I think, called The Girl with the Chewing Gum, where he just sets up a camera and he sees people walk by. The Dark Tower is the director noticed that from a lot of vantage points in around where he lived, he could see this black tower. So he wrote a story about a guy who keeps on seeing this black tower appear. And he sets up his camera in these static ways that make it look like, well, it wasn't there before, but now it's there. And where did this tower come from? And it's
mostly inert. It's mostly voiceover and images.
Yeah.
But it's a neat little short horror story.
Yeah. I was really taken by it.
I was totally taken with it. I really liked it a lot. I mean, I can see people.
That's on YouTube. Check that out on YouTube.
On YouTube, yeah. But The Black Tower was
87.
It was. I felt like it was like reading a Robert Aikman. It was like a Robert Aikman story, or who's the guy? Why am I blanking? Ramsey Campbell. It just
It had an artsy anthology type story to it.
Exactly. Yeah, I like that quite a bit. I've been watching. Speaking of anthologies, I ended up watching a whole bunch of Tubi Japanese, Korean anthologies. There's a whole load of them on there.
Oh, cool.
And some of them, they move along at a clip. They're pretty, Dark Tales of Japan, Tastes of Horror. If you like that sort of thing, I mean, nothing amazing, but most of these segments have that kind of cool JK horror, Asian horror. There's an image or something. Yeah. They pass the time all right. You don't feel. I didn't feel. I wish I could find the stuff that because I never remember the name of it. But the guy who made Norai the Curse has done all these videos about this team that goes and explores. They get letters or they get videotapes from viewers, and they go and explore the urban legend or the curse. Like they go explore this. There's supposed to be a kappa in somebody's pond, or the toilet ghost, that thing, the slit mouth woman, things like that. And the videos start to build. I mean, first of all, the main character is insane. He's like really abusive to his assistant and the cameraman, who is played by the director of Norai the Curse and all that stuff. Cult and occult, and his stuff's nuts. And I wish I could remember the name of it, because I really liked it. Some people absolutely hate it, but it goes on for like 12 episodes, and then it ends, and then it reboots, and it keeps going, and then it gets very meta. Wow. and calls back to itself. I'll try to find that while we're talking, but they were all on, I think, YouTube.
Oh, okay, cool.
But you look up the Norai the Curse guy, and it's if people have watched, I'm trying to remember, there's a series of short Japanese videos that are similar, except that they're very small, and the over the course of these small videos, I'm gonna have to look for the names of these things while we're talking, because it's hard to describe, especially with my memory. But the Norai guys thing is like almost an expansion of it, where it's just somebody and this other series, if I can find it, they don't like have stories really. They just tell you about a strange thing that happened. They interview like somebody at a video store about a tape and I found it I loved it, but let me see if I can find it while we're hanging out, or if anybody knows what the hell I'm talking about. At this point, all I know is I've confused everybody. But you can find the crazy videotape series by the Nori guy by looking up Nori and then looking around. And God, I'm not helpful at fucking all. I apologize.
Yeah, that is it.
That is not, I will have to.
You are on a quest. If you can find.
I've watched so much stuff and I don't remember any of it. God in heaven, what was that? Oh, okay. Wait, I watched that twice in the last. Oh, anyway, I'll hold on to this and you tell me something else, and I'll look for.
Okay, The Man Who Thought Life.
Don't know it.
Okay, it's a foreign film.
I figured.
About a guy who goes to a doctor and says, I have this ability, what I think of becomes real, and I just made life. He makes a bird or a mouse or something, and he realizes that there's something in his brain that's keeping him from doing this permanently, like to be able to like make things live forever or whatever. And he goes to this neurologist and he goes, will you operate on me? And he's like, no, I'm not fucking gonna do that. That's crazy. Right? That doesn't make any sense. And so it's about this guy fucking with him and creating a doppelganger. And what the doctor has to do. He fucks with the doctor, yeah. And it's just it's a rather short film.
Oh, you wouldn't enjoy that at all. Somebody manipulating and fucking over somebody.
How dare you, Evan?
I'm kidding. I found it.
Dare you?
So it's good.
I think it's a lot of fun. I think it's worth a watch. It's from '69. It's as beautiful. It's beautiful looking.
Where was it made?
Oh God, I gotta look it up.
Do they speak in French?
No, I think it's hold on, let me check. God, look, this is old men on the computer, kids.
I'm trying to find this the guy who did Nora curse.
What is it? What do I type in? How do I type this in?
What do I do now? I hit enter.
It's Danish.
It's Danish.
Danish.
So it's cool and reserved.
Right. But it's absolutely it's actually on
Danish.
Looks like there's a copy on Reddit. That's fucking weird. But yeah, it's an interesting movie. I think it's definitely worth a watch.
The name of the series done by the Nori, the curse guy. Nori has become a we were talking before we got on, a comfort film for me for some reason. It's slotted into maybe not my favorite films, but a film that I can just put it on and watch it almost any time. Yeah. It just it's but. So it's called. I'm gonna butcher the Japanese. Senritsu Kaki File Kaiki or Kaki File Kawasugi, the most terrifying movie. You're gonna have to look that up, folks, because I can't.
I think it's the Kaki File that's making me giggle.
Senritsu,
I'm sorry.
Kaki Files. There's 7 episodes. No, it's really confusing. But if you find that the most terrifying movie is what kind of people stumble across, but that's actually in the middle of the first run. Okay. They're crazy. They get, if you've seen Cult or Occult, they're more like that than Nori. They're funny a lot, but they're I really enjoyed them. I wish I could find the old one, which was just like, it was kind of like, it was something like something Japan tape X. I can't. It's something.
I'm sorry. This is
I hate you.
It's really funny. You can take a second. I can talk about something. You can look it up online or try to.
I don't know how to look it up. If I look it up online, I'll probably dump
Okay.
I'm afraid of that.
Do you want me to try to look it up online?
Yeah. People can consider this to be very similar. So maybe there's a similar to Senritsu, Senritsu.
This is not going to work.
You suck. You suck. Look, we started off with a George Kennedy movie. How good can this be? Are there people? Oh, George Kennedy. Fuck off.
Oh, bye.
Fuck off. Hey, we're recommending films. Hi, folks. Welcome to Tear Them Apart. We're recommending films today we don't remember. And films that we can't find.
We can't find it. I'm so hot.
We don't know the names of.
It's so hot in here.
Google is tracking you online. Thanks. Yeah, it's oh boy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Intensive Care with George Kennedy. If anybody knows about the series of Japanese videos, they're short and they're just like documentary style, with their fictional of they go around talking to people who have witnessed things, and they basically they're more like campfire. They describe a weird tale, but they don't. There's no story. No goblin jumps out. No defeating anything or whatnot. It's just, hey, here's a weird thing, and we're documenting it. Except if I remember correctly, there's a through line throughout all the videos. Things they like the seventh video. There's something that calls back to the first, and people start noticing it. And that sort of happens in the Senritsu Files show as well, except that they're much more story bound. They go to see a kappa does show up. They go to see a slit-mouthed woman. They miraculously find almost everything they're looking for. It's much more fictional with characters. The other one's a very laid-back series, and boy, do I wish that I had a better system. And boy, do I wish I had a brain. But you know what? We don't charge you for this, right?
No, I don't think so.
It's just fun, folks. Well, we do eat up 3 hours of your time, right. But hopefully you're watching. Let's see. That movie was terrible. My friends. Oh no, that was interesting. No, well, whatever. I don't know what it's called. So, what's your next film?
Oh, I'm out. That's all the film. Honestly, it's not that I'm out. It's that every time I do something with this mouse, it half dies.
What is wrong with your mouse? Yeah, what is wrong?
I think it's Poe. I think Poe's been.
Oh.
She destroyed the mouse.
I've got Winky. Winky is about a foot away. Winky is right here at my side on the chair, asleep. When Winky wakes up, I will give Winky a treat.
Yeah.
Because she gets a nightly.
Okay, well, here's a film I saw. A film that you might really, really like. It's not horror. It was a lost film for a long time. It's called The Plot Against Harry.
I have heard of this title.
Yeah.
I've come across it, but I don't know what it is.
I was watching an interview with Dan Klaus and Ari Aster, and they were talking about New York City film.
Okay.
And they said, like, the world of Henry Orient.
Okay.
Terrible backstory with that movie. Holy shit.
Is that Peter Sellers?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah, but he's not.
I liked him as a kid. I don't like him now.
Nah, he's annoying.
He's bad guy.
The other one was from 61, Something Wild, Ralph Meeker, New York City movie. A pretty heavy story. I didn't watch that, but I did track down a copy of The Plot Against Harry, which is a comedy, low budget. Guy made it. I think the story is the guy made it, never showed it anywhere.
Right.
Put it on VHS for his kids. His kids watch. He says it's hilarious, and so it's beginning to get kind of a, people. I think it's going to be restored soon, which I'd love to see it restored. But it's about a Jewish mobster who gets out of like a 9-month prison sentence, and he comes back, and his area is getting kind of ripped apart. So he has to fight to make sure he can say things, and it's really an interesting, odd little movie.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I would definitely give that a shot. I'm going to try to put it on screen.
Did you find it on YouTube or?
I don't know. I feel like it might have been the Internet Archives.
Okay.
I might have found a copy.
I'll look around for it. That sounds cool.
But it was definitely.
I love New York as a character film.
It's amazing. There's a lot of really.
It's got Michigas, which is one of my favorite words. So I love it.
Yeah. It's definitely worth a look.
Harry Plotnick. That's good.
Yeah,
sounds cool. What did I wrote? I wrote a couple things down while I was going over. I finally caught up to this film called Long Weekend, an Australian film.
Oh, sure.
Not great, but I was happy I saw it.
Yeah, I think it's
70s eco horror, as they call them now.
Yeah, very kind of classic exploitation. If they name movies, that's one of them.
I mean, it's from 1978. It's small. It's a small film, mostly the couple, marital problems. I thought the writing was a little heavy-handed in places, and that kind of. But if you saw it in 78, it would have had much more impact, I think.
Yeah.
But it still does have this weird. What's going on? With it's not a Day of the Animals or Grizzly kind of thing. Nothing just comes out of they're at doesn't have a slasher aspect with the animals, but there's this almost kind of phase 4 weird feeling of things building up. I think one of the problems because it's one of the a couple who are having marital issues go on a trip to this lonely beach that people don't go to, and they're shitty. They act like shitty tourists. They throw shit all over the place while they're arguing. The environment rises up against them. The fauna, but it definitely held my attention, and I definitely think it seems dated because other films have done this to death. No pun intended. And at the beginning, it felt like a series of PSA, of Greenpeace PSAs. These people, they basically just do, they throw things out. They almost start. They're just horrible as far the film. It feels like one of those instructional films. Don't litter, don't run over animals, don't everything. All that kind of city people came to the country and acted like jerk offs, and it was kind of hilarious how heavy it was. But it's kind of weird. It has a scene that's been used that became such a trope in horror films now. So it was funny to kind of see it back in the day used. But interesting. I mean, and also I just find Australian horror movies interesting. There's always a weird sense of civilization versus the wild culturally. I mean, in so many of these films and cars, of course, there's car stuff going on.
Right.
I finally got around to Argento's The Card Player.
Oh, I meant to rewatch that because I saw it was on Tubi.
It's fucking terrible.
Is that a TV movie too?
I don't know, but it might as well. But it just was like,
I believe it's the character, the female character is the character from Stendhal.
Yeah, which people tend to like, and I thought it was terrible. Right. I thought it was laughable, terrible.
I think the first half of that movie is the last time Argento ever did anything stylish and interesting.
Right.
And then he just
I agree with you. Then came the praying mantis, the giant praying mantis, and whatever the hell Mother of Tears fucking was.
Oh yeah, what a fucking disaster.
I've watched it twice now because it's so bad. And I mean,
do you understand it? I've never been able to pay attention to know what's going on. I'm like, ay.
The problem with latter day Argento is that besides the fact that he's lost his, I don't know if it's smile, he's lost his patience, maybe, because the set pieces are terrible. that he's known for, and the camera work. Obviously, he doesn't have budget or time, but maybe he just doesn't. You know, he got old.
Well, I mean, if you look at like I was
the
thinking,
plots make sense in all these later films. The world is real, and the plots make sense, which just points out how irrational his writing is.
Well, I always think of,
yeah,
you look at his early films that are gorgeous looking. I mean, you know, Deep Red and Suspiria, there's just so much going on there. But when he gets to Tenebrae, it's a lot more pedestrian. The lighting isn't, but it's still stylish. The camera moves. There's the music.
The widescreen. I mean, it's a smaller film, you know,
right?
But he still has his eye. It's played down, but I think it's intentionally played down, you know?
Yeah, I think
But they also have that crazy camera move over the house.
Yeah.
And you get those really, I mean, I think the scene's nuts. It's my least favorite scene where the girl is chased all over the place by a dog.
And then winds up in the wrong place.
She runs into every bad thing that the movie world has set up, you know?
She steps on a rake.
Yeah, practically. She gets off a motorcycle, gets chased by fucking dogs, and ends up at Castle Frankenstein. How did that happen? You know. And
she's connected with all this.
That's what's hilarious.
It's not just some random person that's going through this.
Which is funny because wasn't Tenebrae the backstory supposed to be that it was a small city in the future that like there were less people?
Oh, I don't know.
No, look that up. There's supposedly Tenebrae takes place in the future. It's kind of an alternate world. It was going to have like this science fiction edge that this was a please look that up for me because I'm not making this up, but Tenebrae was supposed to, that's why he's got these weird empty spaces where the John Saxon character is hanging out and everything, these like strange open spaces that he chooses.
Because he fucking rides his bike to Kennedy Airport or LaGuardia.
Well, once they leave New York, yes, I don't know why they even have that scene, but yeah. Well, actually, it's because to set up the airport stuff, right?
Yeah.
But Tenebrae still looks great. I mean, Tenebrae looks like an Argento film.
Yeah.
But his later films, not only do they not look interesting, but they rely more on plot and acting.
I fucking never knew this. Yeah, it says it's supposed to be based on a cold, stark, and semi-future look.
Yeah.
You know, the unfortunately the AI overview says shit, so you got to check if any of that is fucking real.
Yeah, I go past that, but
yeah, but yeah, there's something.
It's sort of not. It's like they knew it, but it's not really in the film.
Right. Right.
It's why the film why the film has a certain look and a certain mood. But which is funny because, you know, there's no point. I don't know what the point is because it's about a guy on a book tour and people getting chopped. It's not like it's, you know, Chopping Mall is going to show up or anything.
Yeah, it says Argento's cryptic remark that his claim is set in a depopulated future.
Yeah.
God bless him.
Yeah. I kill my sister. I kill my wife. I kill my daughter. My hands. Oh. Ucha. Stab. But Tenebrae, I would love to see that on a big screen with the Goblin, but I'm having health issues, so I don't like. I'm sitting in my sitting in this chair over years has done something to my hip.
Right.
But I hope you have a great time. But yeah, Tenebrae. Tenebrae was a film that I hated. I think we talked about this in the Giallo episode.
Oh, you hated it, yeah.
I fucking hated it. I've now seen it, I think, 3 times.
I love it.
It's a comfort film.
It's kind of I think it's my favorite Argento film. I don't think it's the best. I don't think it's his best film by far, but
it's the one that you enjoy the most.
Yeah, because
I love it. It's great. There's so many. It's
so stupid.
It is stupid. Well, the thing is, the ending drove me up a fucking wall. And the funny thing is, I watch it a second time and I go, "What was I?" I've been rewatching a lot of films, partly because I can't find anything new that sounds decent or that I have access to, but also I just, you know, it's interesting to put see something again, and it's because I was doing some work on the Patreon, and I had to go to my live journal and I tried to find something and I couldn't find it, but I found an old post on my live journal. And it talks about how I was not really I didn't like The Ring very much.
Okay.
And I was like, wait a second, when didn't I like The Ring? I like I've watched The Ring probably 4 times. I know it's not a great movie. There's pacing issues. It drags in places, whatnot. But I absolutely love the feel of it, and I love the story. I love the film, the dream, the tape itself. I love it for all the reasons that I don't like the American version, and I just did not like the American version at all. But I was like, you change the way you look at things.
Sure.
It's weird to see The Howling and go, wow, this really it's creaky in a lot of places. The Howling.
Well, it's also your taste. I always thought that the Twilight Zones I hated as a kid are the ones I love now, and the ones I loved as a kid feel so kind of cliche and kind of dumb.
Is it like Walking Distance? Do you like Walking Distance?
Which one is Walking Distance?
Gig Young, his car breaks down, and he walks to his town, and goes back in time and tries to.
Oh yes, I do like that.
It's one of my favorite episodes, and it has no.
I hated the one with the animals in Central Park. As a kid.
I don't even know that one.
It's some kind of there's a curse. There's an animal.
It goes to a therapist or something. The Jungle, I think it's called.
Yeah, and it's like there's a guy. He's hearing stuff. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna be cursed," and he hears lions and he hears that. And but I realized I hated that, but it's interesting. It's atmospheric.
Yeah,
it's a different story.
It's true. I mean, I find there's plenty of stuff that I used to like that I don't have. I saw Star Wars 11 times when it came out, and I don't have. I love those movies. I watched the third movie twice in one day with different people, and I was wild about it. Collected toys, all that stuff, and I have not seen a Star Wars film since. Sure. I revisited those, but I have no desire to watch Star Wars or the
right. And you're allowed, and that's the thing. That's why a film isn't. That's why it's all subjective, because you could be at a certain age and hate something, and grow to like a film I absolutely despised. I saw Keanu Scotzi and
second one,
Powakatsi.
Yeah.
I saw Powakatsi and Keanu Scotzi in a double feature in a theater with Frank and Stevie.
That's a long day.
Yeah, and I hated it. I thought I was losing my fucking mind. I started smoking weed, and I love those movies. And I don't mean to be a dick about it, but Keanu Scotzi is a beautiful movie to leave on. It's very interesting to watch.
I watched most of it as a kid, and I just found that I couldn't stop watching it.
Yeah.
I watched it on cable.
Yeah.
And I've never seen the second one, but I had never seen anything like that before.
Right.
Also, I think the music's Philip Glass, and I found the music super compelling.
Right. And when I was a kid, Glass, because I remember Glass did Philip Glass did an operetta or something that Dave and I saw performed. It was like a Egyptian thing, and we were like, it was driving us nuts. We were like, the music was like, for some reason, our young adult brains wanted to go crazy sitting through this at the time.
Sure. When you get old, look, I never thought I'd like Jacques Tati. I made fun of him without, I did that, snotty kid, referencing him to make fun of film school people.
Right.
And I absolutely adore him.
Right.
I adore those films.
But it's interesting. You don't like what many consider his best film and many people's favorite, My Uncle.
I didn't love Mon Uncle. Yeah. I did not. I found it a little labored and didn't hit. I think there's some terrific bits of business. I think there's great art direction. I don't think it's a bad film.
No.
But I was watching the films in order, and I found, for me, Playtime is Mon Uncle made better,
right,
as far as the theme goes. Right. And I thought it had better visuals, better gags. His character in Mon Uncle, I don't know if I'm probably my uncle. I shouldn't say it's probably Mon Oncle. I don't know what the fuck. My souffle. But that was the only one that left me. I thought Traffic was lesser than the others.
Right. Well, it's a TV movie. It's made when he's older,
Yeah,
or financed that way. But
but
I
it's
still find it
but
charming and
but it's,
wonderful to watch.
charming is a perfect word for it. But I found uh, Hula, Monsieur Hula, what?
Hulot's Holiday.
Never. Holiday. I thought Holiday was super charming.
I don't love Holiday. It's interesting. It is the character where he's the youngest and the most wants to get laid. This is the weird thing.
He's
If
the
you
most.
wa-
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you watch it, his relationships actually age as the character ages.
Yeah.
He's a young man. He pursues some relationships in that movie. Mon Uncle, it's a flirtation with a younger girl because he's an older girl. It's nothing with that. It's just what happens that she meets, she matures and then she's seeing the younger man. She goes off with him.
He's cock blocked by life in France throughout the. That's what's hilarious.
Yeah.
He never gets to actually even go out on. I think the most he does is he has a sandwich in playtime with. When they go to that sandwich shop.
Well, yeah, that whole thing is very much like an interesting little reaction. And then the woman from Traffic, she is this crazy woman who just takes over his life and does things. But I found it interesting.
She's a good character. She's a really good character. But I found I thought that there was something about his first two films that I just found lovable because I love films, what's the Peter Riegert film where he goes where he goes to Scotland? I think. What the hell is this? The soda thing? I'm blanking out on so much now. I like films about a town or a group, a community,
right?
And it just I want to be in that. I want to go there. Why can't I remember the Peter Riegert film?
I don't know. I'm going to bring up a question because this is related while you're
thinking. Goes to the UK. I think it's Scottish. Opinions on Buster Keaton. Keaton's one of my, he'd be on my, my Mount Rushmore would have about 80 people on it.
Right.
Buster Keaton's my favorite silent comedian.
Yeah, me too, by far.
And I love the character that he uses more than Harold Lloyd or Chaplin. I mean, I think they've all done amazing stuff, and Chaplin's can be terrific, and Lloyd can be very funny, but Keaton is, amazing.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of Fatty Arbuckle.
Unreal. I love the stuff he does with Fatty Arbuckle.
It's crazy shit.
Al St. John. People really need to love Al St. John more. The third guy, because he does a lot of Buster Keaton type work.
Yeah,
he does a lot of tumbling,
But he's like the character actor of
Local Hero. Thank you.
Thank you, Stevie.
Local, I want to live. Yeah, I want to go there.
Right.
You know, and it was like Northern Exposure, the TV show. I was,
right.
It's not, obviously that doesn't exist because people don't act that
nice.
Scripted to be amazing way. But I love that first film of his. I was like, I could spend more time with these people. And the second film, I was like, although the second film, a lot of the characters were about as obnoxious as he allows characters to be, which is not very. They're flawed more than they're obnoxious, but they're good for a holiday, to be honest. But I loved that little resort. I just enjoyed it. But yeah, Local Hero is terrific. But yeah, Buster Keaton. Robbie Bush and I used to go to see some of his films. Go West on a screen. They're great.
Oh, really? What
back in the day, Thalia.
Thalia, sure.
Back when I was in film school, and you could see a lot of clips of him when we were kids. They'd have these movies. I don't know if he's in the Four Clowns but they would have these compilations of silent movies with narration between them, introducing you to Laurel and Hardy. Laurel and Hardy's silents are fantastic.
Oh my God, yeah.
And their early shorts are great. And the thing is, unlike most silent movie, you get that the comedy team, which is fantastic. But the Arbuckle shorts, you can find them on Tubi.
Yeah.
And
they're amazing.
They were amazing.
Yeah.
And they cut out the fat. They're just these like 15, a Most of them are just herky jerky. They're like,
well, no, they cut out the fat.
I didn't mean it that way.
Well, that's why I made the fucking face.
I didn't know. Local hero. Yeah, the Arbuckle ones are great. The one with the chef where they're doing a restaurant is hilarious.
Oh yes,
they're human cartoons. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, Keaton is unbelievable. That scene in is it Seven Chances when that whole scene where he's running away from the boulders.
Yeah.
I just the general. He's just Buster Keaton's the man. I love him.
Remember when they remade the Seven Chances in like the 80s or 90s?
No.
Yeah, with what's his name? I gotta find this. It's
who replaces Buster Keaton? I'm looking.
Oh, it's the guy who plays Robin in
Fred Travalena.
No, in Batman and Robin, and the what's his name? Hold on.
Jerry Orbach.
It's fucking not Jerry Orbach.
Martha Ray.
Yeah. She's the big mouth.
She sued David Letterman, man. She can't take a joke.
What did he do?
You know what he called? They said something mean about her. I don't know what it is. The fresh mouth or something. He got sued. Chris O'Donnell.
See, it's Chris O'Donnell.
Once again, Stevie.
I'm sorry, Stevie. I'm the worst. Oh, my mouse got fucked up again. This is great.
Chris O'Donnell. Yeah, he doesn't strike me as having Buster Keaton gravitas.
Yeah.
A word I've never used before.
That's good.
But because I know there's a bio movie of him with Donald O'Connor.
Right, which
it's just it's not good. There's a couple of his sound films are okay.
With what's his name?
They paired him up with Jimmy Durante.
Right.
Hi, baby. But there's a scene in one of them with him and Ed Brophy doing an old bit. Ed Brophy is one of my favorite character actors, and he's the voice of Timothy the Mouse in Dumbo. And he's also who Doiby Dickles from Green Lantern comics was based on. He's just this great fire plug of a, East Coast guy. And the two of them are trying to get dressed in one dressing room, and they keep putting on each other's clothes and everything. But you could see Keaton's, it's not his element. His voice is okay, but it's not. You don't want to hear it in some way.
Right, right.
But I love Buster Keaton. I recommend all Buster Keaton.
Sure.
All that stuff is public domain.
He's in Twilight Zone too.
Yes, the one with Stanley Adams, I think the guy's name is, and I loved that one as a kid because I love Buster Keaton. It's not very good because Rod Serling's comedy writing is weak. His comedy episodes, his comedy episodes of the Twilight Zone, and he kept doing backdoor pilots. There's the I think Cavendish is Coming was a backdoor pilot that they tried to push, and the one with Carol Burnett I think might have been a backdoor pilot where they were trying to they do an episode of a TV show and try to spin it off into its own thing. And his humor is just super forced and just I love Rod Serling's writing on the whole, but comedy is not his forte. And they kept trying. But that episode is adorable because it's nostalgic and they shoot part of it silent.
Right.
Stanley Adams, I think that's his name. He was on he played a character on Star Trek, I think in The Trouble with Tribbles. He's the Tribble guy. But he invents a time machine and goes back in time, and all those segments are done silent. And they try to, it's sweet. It's not necessarily funny.
Right.
But it's sweet and it's a goof. But yeah, Buster Keaton's awesome. Let's see. So I saw two movies that I caught up on that people love. Again, when I say people love, I know there's plenty of people who don't love it. But I saw a found footage film called Creep.
Oh, sure.
And I fucking hated it.
Well, that's
fucking hated it.
Yeah, Duplass brothers. There's a love and hate for that. I've never seen it.
It's one of those movies where they're trying to do all this uncomfortable stuff for the whole buildup, and it's like you might have well called this, human Titanic, because you just know where it's going. Get out of the house, dick. I don't care. And this guy, they didn't even do the, I'm a drug addict and I need my money. I owe the money to the mob. He's just needs money. Nobody. This movie should have ended after like 12 minutes. Should have been going, well, I've got to go. I just got a call from my mom and I'm sorry. And every time they have this other character, your bad guy character, I'm not spoiling anything there. It's called Creep. It's like he makes it worse. You'd think that they would like kind of try to, oh, wait, hold on. I don't believe that this guy keeps hanging around with this guy. And then the ending is infamous because some people love it and a lot of people really hate it. But the ending is practically a guy just sitting there, not paying attention. and that's not really exciting to me as a film. I hated it. I didn't like the characters. I didn't find the movie creepy, scary, discomforting, funny, weird. I hated it.
Right.
And the other one I saw was Saw. I finally watched Saw. I said I've never watched a Saw movie, and I didn't know what to watch. And like the two franchises that I've never seen, that Saw and Scream. And I thought Saw was super mediocre and kind of stupid, but the world loves it. Saw. I mean, every character that came out, you could kind of like, I felt like you could tell how they fit into the puzzle.
Right.
It's like there's a character at the beginning who just shows up. I mean, everybody's seen Saw, but there's a guy in the hospital who just shows up with a piece of paper, and he's supposed to just be this guy. But I'm like, oh, well, we'll be seeing him again. He's important. And, he's just like an intern with a piece of paper. But you're like, well, there's no reason for him to be in this scene. They didn't play it well enough. And I thought some of the movie was okay. And most of it was terrible. But the big twist, like, again, we've talked about this in films, the James Wan films. The big twist is stupid as fucking hell. It's dumber than Giallo. The whole movie could have been, the whole fucking 2 hour and a half could have been blown if a guy sneezed or farted or just twitched. And it just was, I thought the acting was kind of terrible in some places. I thought Carrie Elwes was terrible. But yeah, Saw. I mean, what do I know, right? What do I know?
You gonna watch? Have you seen Hostel? You gonna watch Hostel now? How about Martyrs? Watch
Martyrs. Martyrs is still on my, but that's not a franchise.
No.
Hostel, they made a few of them, right?
Yeah, at least 2 or 3.
It's shitty Americans getting chopped up by Eastern Europeans, right?
Yep.
Who gives a shit? It just sounds like there's no story there for me. I'm not interested in
the kind of torture porn.
Porn. I mean, I finally watched Final Destination. I watched most of those.
Yeah.
And they're all watchable. I really like the first one. I think I don't know if we talked about these. I really like the first one. I thought the first one does a really good job with a hard concept in that it's kind of a slasher, but there's no slasher.
Yeah.
It's a stalking kill, but it's against the force of nature. And I actually think they did a good job of implying the supernatural without making it overt. And they use these very mundane situations, water in the bathroom and electricity and whatever, cooking utensils, things that you're going to see when you get home, and you can look at them and go like, I hate knives, or I don't like fire. And the other ones lose their way. The others lose. And also, I thought the characters were good. I liked the characters in that one, which was surprising. But the second one goes off the rails. They just, everything has to be bigger and crazier, and they don't care. It doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like fate. It feels like Hollywood is after them. Okay. It feels like the screenwriters are after them. Here's how we move the chess pieces. And the second movie, that scene with it's ridiculous that
I've actually never seen any of them.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. No, you're not spoiling anything. I'm just letting you know I can't agree or
it's Soul Survivor.
Yeah.
Except not really going for atmosphere as the first one kind of does. The first one I thought is a really solid Hollywood, horror.
Now, did you watch them all? Because don't they all tie into each other by the end?
They kind of do, in some very stupid ways. They basically it gets and the one that they just made, the remake. I don't know if it's a remake actually. I thought was terrible. But the problem I have with the second and the third, I didn't see the fourth, which is supposed to. Nobody seems to like the fourth one, if I have that right. But there's the one I haven't seen because it wasn't on Tubi. It's supposed to really shit the bed. But the ones that they completely lose the good parts of the first movie. Characters are all horrifyingly bad.
Yeah.
You just don't like them. They don't really seem to want to take time to build up characters that you can actually care about, knowing that they're going to get, steamrolled. There's an amazing sequence at the beginning that everybody loves, and it's great. There's just this incredibly crazy 50-car pileup on a highway that goes dialed to 11. But what's ridiculous is they have to show that they show all the people in there. It's like a disaster movie. They all become disaster movies at the front. You meet the people who are in this situation. Here's someone in their van, here's someone in their car. And one of them's smoking pot, one of them's drinking, one of them's doing cocaine. It's like, come on, you know what I mean? It's like,
right.
Whatever. But it's a ridiculous film because you have to believe that the police have rounded up witnesses to a traffic accident to interrogate them.
Right.
Why would you ever do that? Like, can you imagine 12 cars crash on the highway and you're pulled in saying, okay, so let's see what did you see? That's not how it works. They're literally on a ramp to get on this highway, and they see everything happen. And because we need the characters to be together, the police hold them in.
Could I investigate this for a second? Here's the thing. It's interesting how certain films, obviously nothing we watch in movies is real. It's all ridiculous in one form or another.
Except for F is for fake.
You're right. Because there was a lot of scenes of him going to restaurants. There's wine. So the thing is, obviously that aspect of it where it's like, oh yeah, that's not how a traffic accident, the aftermath would happen. What is it about a film? Where do you click into the world of a film where it can be fucking ridiculous and you feel less apt to
worry about inconsistency?
Right. That's like when we were talking to The Furious. There's a lot in The Furious that you just have to get go because it's that. A lot of people in horror, it's like, well, yeah, you can't get stabbed that much times. This is silly stuff.
It's stylization in action movies, they pretty much set up their world, their view, their approach. You know what I mean? Jackie Chan lets you know that this is going to be funny and crazy. Right. Sammo lets you know this is going to be. Donnie Yen lets you know this is going to be, tough. If you know what I'm saying, the filmmakers go with that sort of thing. I mean, it's just how do you introduce elements? I mean, also just how lazy.
Right. So for you,
implied. To me, it's like if people are going to make a movie like, I mean, this is an extreme example, but you understand going into Kung Fu Hustle that this is a plastic, humorous take on reality.
Right.
And when you see Hard Boiled, it's a less plastic, crazy take on reality, but like James Bond, you know what I mean? What is the science? What are the gadgets? What kind of gadgets can we have? And you kind of I think it breaks when they break it, if you know what I mean. I mean, obviously it doesn't matter to a lot of people. A lot of people just say, turn your brain off. And it's hard. I think it's hard for people who, think about this stuff or as a viewer.
Is it possible? Because I've been thinking about is it possible because you're sitting there thinking you could have had exactly the same outcome with a more logical scene?
That happens to me all the time.
Right. That's what I think it is.
That's writer's brain, I think. And I think, but I try not to let that get that in the same way that I didn't like when Gunner Mike would complain about a movie because the guns weren't used correctly, or people say that they didn't use the correct martial arts system when this guy did it. He didn't do his, whatever. I don't care about that's, and I'm not saying writing is my level, is my subject of expertise, but I definitely think talking to people that, writers and creative people, or people who just are really like, have an investigative mind, have some trouble in movies sometimes when they feel like the movie is not playing fair. That's how I feel about it. I don't like when a movie cheats or doesn't play fair.
Right.
Like a lot of horror movies now, to me, don't play fair because they all do this. Of course, I'm blanking on the term. Elliptical storytelling. They keep it because their story is not interesting. And I don't know, maybe they know that, or maybe they don't.
I'm not quite sure I know that term. So what do you?
Where it's not a straight narrative in a row, where they're going back and forth. They're showing you something, and then they're revealing information. This is what happened 3 days ago. This is what happened 5 days ago. Here's a new character. Here's this, and it all comes together. And to me, that's you gotta still have a story.
Well,
a lot of these horror movies that are doing this because they want to trick you and surprise you. It's trendy,
right?
And so you go, well, but here's the thing we didn't show you, and I'm like, that's kind of like less a reveal and more of a kind of concealing of something. I don't know if that makes sense, but I almost feel like you're holding back something, and we never can know about that. And if the story doesn't support it, it's annoying. It's frustrating.
Right.
It's frustrating. If the story does support it, then that's how you get a trend. Somebody did it and it worked.
I think the problem that I find in a lot of things is you obviously have set pieces, whether it's a martial arts film or a horror film. It's like, oh, this is going to be, here's a kill, here's a thing.
Yeah.
We got to get characters from A to B.
Yeah. And
all I care about is A, and I care about B, but I don't care how they get there.
Yeah.
I don't care how, there's, I don't want to get into something.
That's when the plot hammer comes out. People used to call it, I don't think people really use the phrase as much now, but the plot hammer is when they basically, we need these characters to be together to meet because they're our main characters.
Right.
Bang, bang,
right.
bang. Right. I mean, there could have been a way to make more sense. Look, it doesn't ruin Destination 2. I just think Destination 2 becomes very typical, and then it becomes so much more about it. It does the Nightmare on Elm Street way, where it ups the set pieces.
Okay.
More moving parts, more violence, more playing with the audience. Everything gets bigger. So instead of steak knives and fire and an electrical wire and whatnot, or getting hit by a car or whatever the hell, it becomes elaborate Rube Goldberg things, and they're fun. But the movies I think the other movies are very hollow, and they also get they get dumber because that's what franchises do generally. There's no franchise that really puts together 7 really beautiful films, or 5. As far as horror goes, I mean, you could argue James Bond made a lot of good films, blah, 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 or whatever the heck. But, I just found that they fell apart. I have no interest in seeing more Saw movies.
Okay.
Have you seen Saw?
I saw the first one a long time.
Did you see Saw?
Did I see Saw?
Also, yes. They play up that there's this guy who has horrible cancer and he wants revenge on all these people, and he's in life. He's practically in hospice care in the hospital, but somehow he can, Lex Luthor all this shit and do all this physical stuff. That to me stretches it to the point. Also, the idea that somebody can lay still throughout hours and hours and hours, and and nobody checks the core. I mean, come on. Actually, they might not have been able to. Were they able to reach? It doesn't matter. It's so convoluted and contrived, and I get really, really frustrated and impatient with the Saw, Conjuring.
You're like Truman Capote in Murder by Death. You hate when
someone is the murderer.
Twain. It's Twain.
I get really pissed off when somebody is basically going, "Don't look at this. Don't look. Look at." There are ways to do it where it. I mean, I'm trying to think of a film where, at the end, I was like, "Holy shit, that twist was amazing," but I can't come up with anything. I mean, what Diabolique? I mean, I saw that as a kid, so a kid is fooled by everything, and everything's cool practically. but you know, I didn't like the end of The Usual Suspects. I ended up Usual Suspects was a film that I was enjoying, and then I realized something's off here.
Yeah.
No, I'm serious. I was
Yeah.
like, I was enjoying it, and then I think it keeps going back and revealing more stuff, if I remember. And I was like, at the end, Sarah and I were just kind of like, I forget what it was. Why didn't they just do that? You know, it felt like a James Wan film. It's like, why doesn't the cop just look at his information? You know, or check your board.
Right. It's one of
And
those
some
things
other
where it's
things.
like,
And some other things.
I think with Usual Suspect, it's like, oh man, I wonder who the real bad guy is. Is it the guy with the real affected everything about him? Is he the bad guy? No shit.
No, it's like when a priest shows up in a giallo. It's like,
oh yeah. It's
like, yeah, these are me and all my children.
Yeah.
The hand of God comes down.
I'm sure I'm sure everybody at dealing with the house with laughing windows, I'm sure all the clergy there are going to be fine. I'm sure nothing.
You know, actually, yeah, but but here's the thing: they didn't turn out to be what you usually.
No.
It's not. Don't torture a duckling, which I like. I actually think there's some really strong, interesting.
Right. But see, that's a movie where I find the ending, which is without getting it, is an effect of someone. It's so funny. I laugh my ass.
Well, what's great about it is that it's the second time it happens. Isn't it?
I don't remember.
Doesn't somebody at the beginning take a dive like that?
Yeah, but it's so.
Well, it doesn't help that you see a puppet. I mean, it's amazing. It's amazing. Yes, that takes me. I mean, I can't take that. There's serious parts of that movie. There's stuff about the woman who gets hounded by the town is amazing. It's brutal, but it's amazing, and it says something. And the things about the church say something. But it's not a great murder mystery.
No,
and it's not a great. It's a weird film. It's a weird film. It's almost like another person came in and put those parts in.
Well, it feels like it's
one kind still of him.
It's like part of it feels like a very kind of classic Italian film around that time that might have drama, might be a drama, it might be like what's going on, and then he comes in like with cocaine and party hats.
Oh, and Barbara Boucher is like stark naked and flirting with an underage boy at the beginning. For what? How does that? It's just does it say it? I don't think it says anything about her character, because her character doesn't need anything to be said about her. It's like weird. It's just, how do we get somebody naked in this thing? And Barbara Boucher will take her clothes off, but that scene when I rewatched it last year, I was like, I don't get this scene. I mean, I get the exploitation. What are we supposed to take? Because it's hard to like somebody who flirts with underage boys.
I've watched and
then the priest shows up, and you're like, well, and he shows up. The first shot is him with like 8 kids. You're like, buono.
I was rewatching Deep Red again, and I've seen that movie so many times.
I've almost clicked on I haven't committed because I want to watch those not work.
Right. And the thing with Deep Red is I've watched it so many times. I think I understand everything except when the marionette clockwork thing comes in. I still don't know where that comes from, what the purpose of that is. Nobody else is killed in a kind of I make clockwork
it's just a cool thing that he
right.
I mean, how does it work?
Yeah, you wind it up.
It works in the scene, but how would it work?
Runs at you like.
But Deep Red, you say, okay, here that Deep Red's an interesting film, as far as your question about what is the world we're living in, because at the beginning, you're handed a medium, and you're kind of told it indicates that in this world that this movie takes place in, there is psychic phenomena. It doesn't play into the movie in the way, say, Phenomena does. But is it Muppet Day? What's going on here? What's this? What's the ba thing?
It's Phenomena.
Oh, I get it now. Phenomena. Okay, it is a Muppet thing. Winky, do you want a treat, Winky? Come up here.
We don't give our trash. Well, actually,
Winky
because our cats are getting older, we have to put them on like food that's better for their urinary tract and stuff.
Yeah, I hear you. There she is.
Oh, what a cutie!
Hey, baby. Over here. She's tired.
But the thing is, it's like, okay, yeah, there's psychics in it,
right?
And the occultics,
the psychics are just pushed to the side because it was a plot device.
Yeah, you just had to get the killing in motion somehow.
But you're told that this is a super normal film. It's not a supernatural film,
right?
And Suspiria, right off the bat, this is stylized insanity. This is not the real world, so don't expect people to react the right way or whatnot. Hold on. Oh, trying to get Winky up here, but hey, Winky, say hello.
Aw,
Winky. Aw. But anyway, it's the Winky. The Winky reveal. The Winky reveal, but it's only ears. Hi. But yeah, it's I think a film does it generally, without knocking you over the head with it, though. Evil Dead is going to be this way. It's not the same. It's yay! Everybody loves Winky. Winky is doing much better. Folks who remember that I had to take her to the vet for her eye. She was on steroids. She has hay fever. The family has noticed that she is sneezing a lot because I let her bird watch, and there are vines outside my window. She's probably getting pollen from that. So, but she's been in good shape and keeping me company while I work, getting in my way, and sleeping with me a couple of times, which is always awesome. Oh, cool. I love having a kitty by my side, knowing she's there. So she's been really good. Very whiny though, a little whiny for food lately. As the folks, the family says I'm soft, and that I've trained her a certain way to get treats and stuff. And I was like, no, I haven't. But what they said when I was on tour, they basically said she never bothered them for treats because I'm the one who trained her. So yeah, there you go. Winky, she's getting a delectables. They never have the whatever they call the ones that people use in all their cat videos that everybody seems to partner with. If you ever hear us partnering with anybody, shoot us in the face. Fucking can't stand that, Hi, I've gained your trust for enough time that now I can just start cashing in. Of course, nobody wants us to, but
you wouldn't want to sell ads for.
I hate that.
For shit that everything.
I understand why people do it.
They gotta live. They gotta eat.
Yeah,
but it's better than steal it. Hey. Yeah, she doesn't want to be on camera.
She's not good at being held. Baby, I just want. I'm being rude, a bad father, but I want people to see her.
She's so cute.
How's my little pirate with her good eye? I love you. Here you go. Okay, that's great. Hi. It's the Winky Show with Tennessee Tuxedo and Chumley. Sorry, So I think I had another. Hold on, Winky. Where's my notes? Winky, where's my notes?
People have commented that you should get a letterbox because it might be easier for you to find shit.
I started one. But I have so many films to log in there. I just don't have.
Well, you don't have to do your old stuff. You just do what you watch and build it up.
I know. The problem is I watch most of my films late, and I just want to go to bed.
And there's no internet on, because when you watch the internet's off.
Done, and I just want to.
But you write it down.
Yeah.
Right.
The book's right here. Well, I'm an analog moron.
If you say that, I'll believe it. But your other excuses, I think you're just trying to get out of your assignment.
Fuck you, Perry Mason. What the fuck is this? What did I do?
I loved Perry Mason. I think Perry Mason's a really good show, by the way. The old Perry Mason, not the movies, the black and whites. I think are an amazingly well done show for what they are. There's
I
1,000 of them.
I want to watch them because I like Raymond Burr.
He's terrific.
And they use a lot of radio people who I like. They were very loyal to character actors. There's a lot of great character actors in those. But I haven't thrown in with that. As a kid, I did not want to watch it as a kid. It just seemed very staid.
Yeah, me either. But
it seemed adult and boring to me.
Right.
But now I feel like I would enjoy it for, even if the shows I didn't love, I would love the people on camera, that sort of thing. There's a lot of showbiz running through that. And I because he wasn't Perry Mason on radio. The Perry Mason show on the radio was pretty boring.
Well, my understanding is when he went to go for Perry Mason, he went for either the DA's part.
Yeah. I think so.
And they gave it to him, and he had weight issues, and that was something he was playing, and he had to be closeted.
He's an interesting guy. He's a really interesting guy. Philanthropic, gave a lot of his money away to people, helped people without advertising it.
Yeah.
But I always think of him like there's an actor named Laird Krieger, who actually died dieting. He's in some early thrillers, and he plays the heavy, no pun intended. And he was trying to diet down to be more, so he could do other roles, and it killed him.
Yeah.
Burr had health issues because of that.
He's fantastic in Rear Window.
I really like.
He's terrifying in that movie.
He's if you're old radio, if anybody likes old radio stuff, God, why am I? Pat Novak for Hire is just a crazy show that he's on most of the episodes as the police. It's kind of a satire of hard-boiled noir.
Is it a comedy or is it?
It's not a comedy, but it's always winking.
Okay.
The dialogue is so ridiculous with the similes and the narratives that he goes. It's I love it. And Pat Novak is played by Jack Webb, pre-Dragnet, and it's like if Sergeant Friday got pissed at everybody. He lives by the docks. He rents boats out, but he's always getting constantly brought into murder mysteries, and they practically make fun of the format because it's a the same thing formula. Yeah. He ends up knocked out with a dead body next to him, which happened to Richard Diamond, and the police lieutenant played by, I don't know if he was by Burr, constantly wants to pin it on him, and the banter between the two of them. The show is so worth it for the banter between the two of them. The angry, he's corrupt, he's a slob, and him and Jack Webb go at each other. I absolutely adore it. I just love it. I love that show. But yeah, Pat Novak for Hire. He runs through it. He had a Western show. He shows up on early Dragnet, I think. Jack Webb liked it.
Yeah, I watched, when we were kids, the only Dragnet that was available were the color ones.
Yeah.
And I found those abysmal.
Yeah.
But the black and white ones are almost interesting in how
I haven't watched
and cheap they are.
They're really weird. They're stylized because everything is written and performed to fit with Jack Webb's acting style and his personality and his beliefs. And it's very eye rolling with its Up with Police thing, but the radio show is a lot of fun. I've never actually watched the TV show. That was another show. There were shows that as a kid just seemed like slow death to me. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but the idea of watching them made me feel like I was going to die.
Yeah, that's how I felt about Little House on the Prairie.
Well, I can't watch that. I never went near that.
Waltons was fucking God.
The Waltons and Little House on the Prairie didn't look like slow death. It looked like instant death. That looked like
poison. My God, there's nothing on.
Things like I watched Emergency.
I liked Emergency.
But what's the one I'm trying to think of?
Police Story?
No, Police Story seemed interesting to me, but it was a little too adult.
Yeah.
When I was a little kid.
Rookies?
The Rookies looked like that's for boring old people.
Yeah.
What's the one that's not? What's the one with the two cops, Martin Milner, and the guy who passed away just recently? The two cops, and is that The Rookies?
Maybe.
No, I can't remember. But
it's not
Holmes and Yo-Yo. My mother really liked. No. My mother really liked Hawaii Five-0. It looked like death to me.
Yeah.
And that's because Jack Lord is a piece of wood.
Yeah.
She really liked it. She really liked the villains. She it sounded good, but every time I tried to watch it as a kid, I was like, "This is terrible."
Well, there's a bit of continuity. There's actually
Medical Center looked like slow death.
No, I hated Medical Center.
I couldn't go near that's the one I was trying to remember. I felt like it was in the same world. I think the emergency people they drop a
I think it's
Medical Center.
Right.
But I could not get into I couldn't get into those Quinn Martin shows. Do
you imagine kids today looking? Because the thing in Emergency that was weird is the whole thing is they were paramedics. They weren't just like ambulance guys. They could do a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they had
had emergency
red box that they would open and screw on an antenna and take out a phone, and they would be able to call the hospital so they could get like, well, how many cc's of this bullshit?
Right. Emergency.
Emergency.
And
it's the technology.
It was kind of law and order in a way. It was kind of how, the hospital was the order. Well, the emergency happens and then they follow up the victims. It was really awesome. But what I liked about the show was that formula of they always got into a weird. This is actually stolen from Dragnet, or probably stolen from old movies. Whenever they talk, they're in the firehouse and they get into an odd conversation. It gets cut off by the.
Right.
And there was that guy with the mustache. That was
right. The wacky guy.
I liked him. The emergencies, they just weren't that. I can't remember.
SWAT was terrible.
Couldn't watch SWAT.
SWAT
was SWAT. Did not like SWAT. I didn't like. Yeah, now it's just like what shows bored you as a kid. I couldn't watch McMillan and Wife. Adam 12. That's it. Could not watch Adam 12.
Adam 12.
One Adam 12. One Adam 12. Boredom at 68th and Concourse. Go do something boring. We can't. 10-4. Ironside. I couldn't watch Ironside, but I love that opening.
I love Ironside. He's so angry in Ironside.
Do you blame him? He's in a wheelchair.
What?
He's in a wheelchair. They don't let him up.
That's not why he's angry. He
could walk. He could walk perfectly.
I'll never run again. Do you remember?
They don't let him.
Remember the Get Smart Ironside parody?
Yeah.
Where the guy isn't required to be in a wheelchair. He isn't restricted. He just can't. He could run, but he can't walk.
Yeah.
So at the end, there's an accident, and the joke is he'll never run again.
I love Get Smart, but it's not as good as it could have been. There's a lot of tough stuff to go.
The last season is horrible. When
last season is terrible. When it's a sitcom and it's in his apartment, when the marriage and shit.
Well, it's even and it's made. It feels different because they moved studios,
so
the tone is off.
It's like a family sitcom about a spy rather than spy crap. Yeah, but also I had a crush on 99, so. And I thought Don Adams was hilarious. And if you read about Don Adams, woof, utter bastard.
Larrabee.
Oh, I like Larrabee. I like Larrabee.
So dumb.
Jaime.
What I love about that show is everyone is incompetent and competent. It isn't like they're Clouseau and they can't do anything. Yeah. He's a decent spy, but he's also a fucking asshole. Chief should not be running that fucking organization.
He doesn't really know how to hire.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
He sends, he puts a guy in a garbage can and then he's in a letter.
Right. I was going to
think can get into anything. And they could, that's a handy talent. And they don't really use him well. They could get him into Smirch or what is the
Chaos.
Chaos is good.
Yeah, they with
Bernie
Capel.
Bernie Capel was also in That Girl. That Girl was weird. I sort of liked it, sort of didn't. Yeah. I watched a lot of shows because I had a crush on the actor.
Well, it's also that kind of 60s kind of relationship shit where it's like, oh, I have a boyfriend and he's going to be embarrassed because my shoes broke. Get the is a fuck.
We can't get married because of the stupidest shit on earth.
Yeah, right, exactly.
I feel like this is some Victorian comedy of matters.
The Flying Nun that guy wanted to fuck the flying nut.
Yeah.
He was trying to fuck the flying.
They all, everybody. Oh yeah. There was a lot of
everybody was trying to fuck.
A lot of repress. The only that show sucked though.
That was awful.
You know why? It had nuns in it.
Well, also, how does that work? That's also something like that's the greatest pitch you got to think. It's like, hey, we love her in Gidget, but we canceled it and she's big and we got to figure out. So let's put her in this fucking insane.
I got a thing about a nun that flies. You know what? It was probably the chief. The chief from Get Smart was running the network.
We could use these nuns as surveillance. We got to find really skinny nuns that wear really ridiculous hats that happen to be in a country where there's a lot of cross.
We couldn't even do the flying good. Whenever she took off, it always was like boom.
It's please.
Thank God that nun could fly.
How come no one decided to ironically remake that?
What?
Isn't that something that should have been made into a movie in 2008 or 9 or something?
Maybe it would have been a good Hong Kong film, The Flying Nun. The wires. She's always on wires. She's always flying. And wasn't it like you can't find out she's flying?
Oh yeah.
Hello, you guys. You got a miracle.
Yeah, I don't know.
The only proof of a miracle on earth, and you're keeping it from the Catholic Church.
Oh, is that? Don't look up. Don't look up.
Throw a rock over there so they don't see the flying Gidget. What a stupid show. And that ran for, it was a boring show, but I always watched it, was Family Affair.
Family Affair?
Family Affair.
Yeah, well, I liked
Sebastian Cabot.
Yeah, I always liked him. I always liked David Keith. Is it David Keith?
Brian Keith.
That's it. I always get my Keiths.
It's my sister.
Mr. Beasley.
She had a Mrs. Beasley doll.
Mrs. Beasley.
It was horrendous.
Was it?
It was absolutely horrendous. That's the cursed doll that those phony bastard conjuring people should have had in there.
Yeah.
If they couldn't use Little Orphan Annie, look up Mrs. Beasley and put her there for people to see.
Okay, I
Can
will
you do that, please.
I'm
asking nicely. I don't want to just yell at you.
Like you usually do.
My sister had a Mrs. Beasley and she lost it, and it was like the greatest thing that ever happened. It was like the Living Doll episode of Twilight Zone, but it ended in 4 minutes. It was like, I'm throwing you out. The end. Telly Savalas with hair. Player's card, baby. I should rewatch Horror Express.
What is going on?
It's the mouse again?
Yeah.
Mouse hates you. Oh, while we're talking, R.I.P. Reggie Bannister.
Yeah.
Phantasm. I feel so bad. He was in bad shape. So I hope people are all saying, "Oh, he's they have to have some kind of heaven correlation to the film the dead actor was in," which I always find kind of ridiculous, but whatever. But I don't think anybody drew him going through the gates of heaven except that they're the two poles.
Right.
Because that would have been bad. But now I'm like, I wish I did it.
I got a picture of Mrs. Beasley, but I can't fucking put it on because my mouse won't go anywhere.
Because Mrs. Beasley's a cursed fucking doll.
Yeah, well.
It's an ugly fucking God. I hated The Conjuring. I thought The Conjuring was awful. I don't understand. Another movie that I watched, but it was a while back because I thought I had to, was Paranormal Activity. And that was the most blue balls fucking movie experience.
Yeah.
Who cares? Why was this scary even?
Right.
I'm an easy scare. I didn't like the Blair Witch, but I was really scared during it. I mean, I was nervous. I thought it does that well, especially, to people who don't walk in the woods like me. But Paranormal Activity, I'm waiting. This thing spawned a franchise and parodies and influenced all these other films, and it's just watch my door open. Okay. Oh, look, something fell. I'm going nuts. It was like awful, fucking awful. What's the grab there? Like, I get why people can get into something like Saw.
Right.
I even get why people could get into something like Creep. It just didn't work for me at all. I wasn't convinced. I mean, the whole thing about found footage is it needs to be convincing, and that's hard. Your writing and your acting is very important in putting that over, and you got to have people who can do the improv well. But Jesus Christ, Paranormal Activity is just it's just a balloon emptying. It's nothing. It's the wind going out of sails. Holy shit. I just don't know why people love that thing. I mean, there's a million of them now. But yeah, that sucked.
Let's see if I can actually get this up.
I don't think I have anything. I have, what else do I have? Yeah, oh.
There you go.
Finally. Look at that fuck.
Finally. You can't do it. Finally. How dare you?
I dare anything.
So these are actually the ones you could buy.
Look at that horror. That was in my house. That was in my fucking house. What is with this nightmare from Ohio, this fucking septuagenarian freak? Look at it. It's disgusting.
I want a woof woof from Addams Family. I mean, Monsters.
Monster. Yeah, I wanted one of those. I don't like the Monsters very much, but I wanted one when I was a kid.
I like the Monsters.
When I was a kid, we have a Zuni. I know.
Yeah.
The Zuni fetish doll is cuter than this horrific Midwestern school marm. It's fucking grotesque. Mrs. Beasley, keep it away from me. Keep it away. Turn the box around. I was not unhappy that that Mrs. Beasley disappeared. It probably killed somebody on my block. You know, and then once its mission was over, it walked off. Horrible thing. Here's a movie that I recommend called 7 Footprints to Satan.
Okay, when's this from?
1929.
Jesus Christ.
No. You would like it.
Okay.
I think you would like it. I had no idea what I was getting into because I was like, wow.
I'm going to look this shit up on my tablet.
They made a film based on Abraham Merritt, Merritt, the guy who wrote stuff that I can't remember now because I'm an imbecile.
What's the name of this? 7 Steps?
7 Footprints to Satan.
Oh, Footprints to Satan.
It's nuts. It's absolutely fucking nuts. It is nothing that I was expecting. I've read the book, and basically all they really took were the 7 steps to Satan. They just made it. They made the prop that's in the story. And it's 7 Footprints to Satan is not my favorite thing on earth of Abraham Merritt's. Oh, he did Burn Witch Burn.
Yeah.
Which I love.
Oh, it's on Tubi. It's
on Tubi. And here's the thing, the print's fine. You're not going to be watching a creaky print. It's sound. It's a comedy. It's
okay.
And that's where I'll leave it at. It's at times it feels like outtakes from Hell's a Poppin'.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's basically they just throw shit on the wall in succession, and it mostly works. And I absolutely adored it. It starts off, I'm like, what is? Oh God! All right, and then it goes, all right, you're gonna go off and have the rest of the movie. I will do that, and I will win your daughter's hand. And the movie just goes cuckoo. If you like old movies and you like old, it's an old dark house but it's
well,
like
that sounds cool.
It's an old dark house that but Tex Avery.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Do you want to get to? We have a couple of questions. You
want
to do some
please.
Questions?
Obviously,
so
yes.
Here's one. Did either of us see Teenage Sex at Death Camp?
I've heard of it. I have not seen it, and
I have not seen it either.
I have not seen I Saw the TV Glow either.
Right. I did not finish.
People seem to
I
get
saw the TV Glow because it made me very sad.
Really?
It really depressed. It was one of the rare movies where I went, this movie is making me so sad. I just don't want to watch this right now.
I can believe that. That's one of the reasons I don't watch. There are certain films I haven't seen yet. Like I haven't for depression, or I haven't seen Possession. I've talked about this before. Possession,
sure.
Martyrs.
Martyrs is tough.
Yeah, there's just certain films that I don't want to feel like the bottom drop out under me, since I'm already not handling the world.
Right. Well, the world isn't handling itself.
Yeah, and so it's like, I mean, I can take most modern horror films are all downers. Everybody dies. Found footage is always, they find footage, they don't find feet.
Right.
So, but it's like I can't take a seriously minded bummer.
Yeah, it just.
If I knew Wake and Fright was gonna fuck me up, I don't know if I was gonna.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I don't think I would watch Wake and Fright if I had any idea what it really was to watch Wake and Fright.
And I thought it was brilliant, but
it's terrific. And yeah, it's a mood or something. I'm sure one day I will get to it.
Sure, I'd have to be in the Odyssey.
The Nolan.
I have not seen it.
I have not seen it either. I wanted to see it in IMAX, but it's sold out and it was a pain in the ass. I'll see it when it's on TV. I really don't need to experience it like that. Yeah. I would have liked to, but
for fun, But I'd watch it. I mean, I used to really love Greek mythology as a kid.
Yeah,
and some of that was from school, and some of that was from Harryhausen films.
Sure.
Jason the Argonauts, and really, but I love those stories. So yeah, I mean, I'd be up for it. And I like the Odyssey. I mean, it's I just love the wife, basically having all these assholes bothering her. And they come in and beat the shit. They just fucked them all up. I mean, I don't know. There's the entire Odyssey in this film.
Yeah, in real time.
Wow, that's a long film.
That's a long film.
Long fucking film.
I have seen Superman 2025.
I did not. I didn't see that, but Fantastic Four came out after that. I think that's the ones I remember.
I saw it. I thought it was fun. It was fine. It was.
Is that the one that had crypto in it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like when I was a kid, they didn't make movies of these characters. So when Superman came out, it was a big fucking deal.
I wasn't a DC fan, but I was like, so.
And I wasn't a Marvel fan.
I loved it.
DC guy.
Seeing that movie there were those movies. There was that group of movies as a kid. There was Superman, Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark. There were just some of these Gremlins. Probably I missed it, but there were just Poltergeist. These films that you had never seen that before, and huge big deals. So I mean, Superman was fantastic, and I love Superman too.
Yeah, I just think
villain fights.
Yeah, I think it's really hard for me to kind of deal with the way superheroes work in films these days. It's not my interest. I'm an old man. They just don't do it for me. I used to go to see some Marvel films. They were fun, sometimes fun to see in that, but it's not for me.
Yeah, I don't jive with the. I mean, I haven't seen it in a lot of these. Clash of the Titans.
The original, hopefully.
The original Clash of the Titans is. I rewatched it a couple of years back, and I saw that as a kid, and I freaking loved it. I mean, everybody knew it was Harryhausen's swan song. Rewatching it though, it's a creaky film. It's a creaky film. There's beautiful stuff. I still think the Medusa scene works terrific.
Sure.
I wish it went longer. I wish it went a little.
Is that
longer.
Harry Hamlin? Is that him?
Yeah, that's the thing.
He's great. He's a great leading man.
They did that Superman thing where they just paid a lot of actors to be on the credits to do nothing. They paid like $5. They tried so hard. Yeah. Harryhausen is such an interesting. It's frustrating and awesome. I mean, I love Harryhausen films, but there's only Jason and the Argonauts to me really works completely from not counting Beast from 20,000 Fathoms and they kind of work on their own, but they're goofy films. But what I mean is there's not animation.
No, I'm sorry. I'm reading a question that I was going to put up.
But it's like Harryhausen films. He was tied to the hip with Charles Schneer at Columbia, and Columbia had no money. And it was like, on the one hand, the films are disappointing to a degree because you just wish that they were more. There was, you know what I mean? You can tell when they're skimping. They don't have the greatest actors in them. They don't, there's obvious sets. They don't have great stories or whatever. But there's always the live action always feels third rate. It always feels like they're on, that it's just not a big deal. But everything's supposed to be grand,
Sure, it's an epic,
Right. At the same time, who would have made those films if he didn't have Charles Schneer? He probably never would have made anything. You know, it would have been, you know, Willis O'Brien couldn't get anything made. I mean, it was really, you know what I mean? There's only so many movies about giant apes that, you know, they weren't pretty much, and it's like, you know, he would have been, we'd have nothing. So at least we got what we got, but
right.
There's always, but Jason the Argonauts just, I mean, it has the Bernard Herrmann music that elevates it. There's just so much, there's something going on there. They have some really decent British actors in there. It just works. Jason's kind of cool. He's not bad.
Right.
You know, but Clash of the Titans just has beautiful monsters in it, and it's not well directed, you know, not that, you know, it's just, you know, giant scorpion. It's just, it doesn't really, it spins.
Right. It's like Krull for me. I love Krull. Krull stinks. You know,
I saw Krull as an adult, and it is fucking terrible.
Did either of us want to watch KFC if it's seen Superman 2?
No, isn't that weird? I never ate KFC as a kid. I didn't eat it until I was an adult.
The interesting story is Superman 2 is the reason I started collecting comics, like obsessively collecting. Yeah. I read comics a lot, but after seeing Superman 2, I just started then bags and boards and back issues and that. I just became obsessed.
It's like really the first Batman movie, the Tim Burton one, did that for a lot of people.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that movie. You know, it's really funny because watching Superman 2, even at the time, my movie brain was like, this is really set bound. You know, all the people, I love the scene with the fight scene is great. It's paced kind of badly.
Yeah.
But each fight part there's just, you know, the first time you really saw people going through buildings, blowing shit up, getting punched, and you go flying, you know, pushback and everything like that. But it's slow and it's weird. I forget what his name is, Richard Donner. I don't think he's a good director. I think his films are all creaky. I think his films all have problems. But those people, the extras in the city scene in Metropolis at the end, there's something so phony, right? About a guy on roller skates gets blown away. I mean, it's just a schmucky. Yeah. I mean, I love the movie, but there's a lot of schmucky stuff in it.
Well, I think I watched. There's a Donner cut because you know Donner didn't really direct Superman 2.
The Donner party cut.
Yeah, the Donner party.
Well, isn't it? It's Richard Donner and Richard the guy who did Lester.
Yeah.
Wasn't Lester fired or something?
I think Donner was
did Lester come in?
Yeah, and Lester came in and made it more hokey. He's the reason, like ice cream cones will hit you in
the guy from actually I think that's the third one that you get, Bob, the guy from the Benny Hill show, this comedy. But yeah, that schmuckiness kind of pulls it down for me as an adult.
Right.
You know, they have a
did
wide.
Lester do the Three Musketeers films?
I think he did. And Help. He did the Beatles, a couple of Beatles movies.
But
he brought whimsy. I don't want whimsy.
It's whimsy.
I don't want whimsy. No, I'm serious. You know what I mean? I'll maybe take wacky, but I don't want whimsy. Like I got so excited when that when that guy got thrown through when they do that tracking shot where the guy gets thrown through the restaurant and
right,
through a truck, because that was superhero stuff realized. And now you know what I mean? Everything looks like what I wanted as a kid. And for some reason, I have no interest in it. I mean, because they're making it the equivalent of bagging and boarding everything. You have to see all the movies to fully get the story. And I really don't like that because I'm not a you know. The thing is, I'll watch Furious. I like Hong Kong. I've said this for years. The Hong Kong action movies, martial arts movies, East Asian movies are my superhero films.
Oh yeah, yeah. A heroic trio works as a superhero. I
always got a heroic trio. Drunken Master 2, Iron Monkey. I mean,
Magic Cop is the best magic superhero movie ever made.
And it's not a great movie. It's
clunky as fuck.
It's on Tubi. Magic Cop is adorable, and I love the Mr. Vampire films. Those are common.
Right. Sure.
So to me, I want to see, you know, I've always said this. I want to see everybody dance. It's a dance thing. Right. Everybody in the old movies danced. You could always see that they could do. When Eleanor Powell does those spins, they don't cut to her midriff. So you can see, you know, they don't cut to the side so that her stand-in is there. mean, Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, all of them, they dance. And it's in wide shot. Everything in West Side Story, you see the bodies in motion. And that's what I want to, that's a major component to me of Hong Kong action films, is that you are seeing the actor or the stunt double doing crazy stuff. Because, you know, they're not going to kill the, well, not necessarily, but but you can see it. They're not cutting to the midriff when they're having a fist fight. They're not right on top of each other. Because it's comic book action.
Because you could have actors that don't know how to say fight or dance.
Yeah.
And it also means everything could get constructed in editing. Just shoot a lot of shit.
Yep.
And figure it out later.
And the quick editing, the American use of quick editing, which is, you know, infiltrated the world. I just don't. Most of the time, I can't stand it.
Well, I remember.
I want to see a couple of long shots that I want to see what the city looks like. I want to see what the damage looks like. I want to see what the crowd looks like. I want those images to burn. There are no images from all the trailers and memes. There are like no images that have stuck in my head as here's these, you know, that image of Road Warrior, Mel Gibson in the Road Warrior when they pull back from him.
Right.
You know, Superman flying in the air and giving you that smile before he takes off.
Right.
Star Wars. There's multiple things in there that you remember. I mean, even if it's just the three of them getting their medals.
Right.
These they're so complicated and busy and cut away so quickly. There's nothing that has stayed in my retina. And true, I have a bad memory, but you know, nothing. There's no great, you know, here's the character doing this. I mean, there are scenes that I've enjoyed seeing. I really do want to see The Winter Soldier because the fights look good in that.
Yeah, they do.
That scene around the scenes around the cars is terrific.
The elevator scene in Winter Soldier is amazing. Excuse me, I got bit by mosquitoes yesterday.
That's right. Yeah, the weather's freaking bizarre.
Oh.
I've mostly been in my cubicle, so I don't. I've had the air on, so I don't notice it. But I've gotten some very strange bugs. Ladybugs yesterday, and the one that there's one up there right now, and the ones that you're supposed to kill. I forget what that. You know, a couple of years ago they were like.
Those lantern flies.
Lantern flies. One popped out of my shelf last night.
Wow.
I was like, "What are you doing? There's nothing here for you." I don't know. But look, I'm not interested in the Lanterns show. I mean, yeah, two guys driving around. I mean,
I've watched a couple of episodes. It's actually a little interesting because of I like the actors. Yeah. I don't know. Look, I have a real problem with Lindelof and all the stuff that he's been involved in.
Yeah, I didn't know.
I feel like J.J. Abrams, him, and Moffat are the biggest reasons why no one knows how to write a script anymore. That those are the writers that created we'll give you an amazing setup. Yeah. And we'll never pay it off. Yeah, we're never going to pay it off. You know. I mean, that's
the surprise element is so strong in filmmaking right now, genre filmmaking.
Yeah,
the high concept is so strong now. I mean, on the one hand, yeah, that's cool. You know, I mean, but I almost prefer give me a simple setup, keep your imagination going from A to Z.
Yeah,
give me an ending. Give me a fucking ending. I mean, horror is just so easy to say. Here's an urban legend. Oh man, all right. I'm interested, and then it goes. No, it's just people in a house again, hearing sounds, and then they drop the camera at the right. It's shut the fuck up. I watched a bunch of like I said, I watched a bunch of found footage ones, but I didn't watch anything that I actually liked. I watched new stuff that I figured it'd be crazy, so I could write to it. But I mean, I've Creep 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, no, I haven't watched it because I'm not saying this to be obnoxious. I disliked Creep so much
that you would never even give the other one a chance.
That's the thing I say. How many times do you eat in a bad restaurant? That's what I always say to people who say you got to keep going. You got to wait. The third one. I got to go to this restaurant and pay them and my time, maybe money 3 times before I get a good meal.
Yeah.
Who goes back to a restaurant that they walk out of unhappy? And I'm saying this to somebody who's seen all the Howling movies.
Right. And my sister is a werewolf. Is that your famous?
That's the second one, I think. That might be the worst franchise going. Even worse than Amityville
Wow. Amityville that has, like, if you're counting like Amityville Toilet and Amityville.
Well, I haven't seen all of that. The thing is with Amityville, there's so many right now that I gave up.
Right.
Amityville is really, really bad, but Amityville at least has the first few have a semblance of a film.
Right.
The Howling is deranged. Although if you get to the last Howling, you hit the first vanity project that has ever taken over a franchise.
Okay.
Terrible, but it's very funny. The guy just made a Howling movie.
Right.
And somehow he got them to. You can put the Howling on this.
Oh, what about the fucking Hellraiser series?
I was going to say Amityville and Hellraiser. Hellraiser, I've seen all, but I think one. No, I've seen all the Hellraisers except the remake.
Yeah.
And the Hellraiser is stultifying.
I don't like
Children of the Corn. There's another one that.
Children of the Corn.
That will kill you. You forgot Children of the Corn. Whenever I watch.
Now you never.
Corn, I say that.
You haven't watched that 3-hour timeline video of.
No.
Of whatchamacallit.
Friday the 13th?
Yeah, that's a really good video.
I would like to see that. Yeah.
Because this argument of when Jason becomes supernatural or when is he really dead?
That's the thing. I hope somebody makes a video of because I'm not gonna.
Right.
We did an episode about
right, but I didn't rewatch the movie, so I didn't remember a fucking thing.
I watched a couple of them. But yeah, I've seen all those. I've seen all the Friday the 13th except. No, I have seen all of them.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite franchise that I don't like.
Right. It's
just so funny. It's like a TV show, and it reminds me of the first like 6 issues of the Hulk.
Okay.
They literally reboot it he turns into the Hulk because it's nighttime. He turns into the Hulk because he has a machine that he can put his toe on the button and he'll turn into the Hulk.
Oh, but
he turns into the Hulk, but his head is bruised.
Yeah. Right. So he's got to wear a rubber mask.
He's brown, he's gray, he's green. He talks like himself.
Right.
He talks like a tough guy, then he talks like a moron.
Right.
They just literally did. What are we doing with the Hulk? It's so I'm out the door. You do it, Jack. I don't care. But they like the concept. It's basically Atomic Frankenstein.
Right.
But each issue has a different take.
Right. They didn't know. Well, they didn't have a color down.
The plot line keeps going. We want. You know what I mean? He's the fugitive and he's super strong. But they keep changing. It's like he's Dial H for Hero, but it's always Hulk. Yeah. The H is always Hulk.
Right.
It's funny. It's terrible, but it's funny as hell. And I forgot what we were talking. The Jasons,
right,
are just nuts. But I have seen them all. I hated the remake. I hated the Texas Chainsaw remake. I hate all.
Oh yeah,
Texas Chainsaws are terrible too.
Somebody
asked about favorite Fulci.
Yeah, What's your favorite Fulci film?
It might be The Beyond. It's just so, and it's funny because I've gone from hating Fulci and putting that hate of Fulci into Bill's mouth, kind of in Eltingville, because I had Pete really loves Fulci, and I hate him. I used to talk to Bob Fingerman, and I both hated him, but I have come around to Fulci as a guy who just made a lot of films, and a lot of them suck.
Right.
Not a cluster of films. I have not seen one on top of the other. Is that him or is that Baba?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I remember liking, was it Woman in a Lizard Skin?
Sure.
I like that. I think Don't Torture a Duckling is a good film with some exploitation stuff thrown into it that are just ridiculous. But overall, I think there's some really, really cool stuff in it.
You watched a documentary of his, right, where an actor plays.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought you liked that.
Don't remember it. But I don't really like Zombie all that much. I think Zombie's a fucking mess.
I love the beginning, but I don't like anything else.
I love the beginning. I love how so many of these films start in New York and they go, meanwhile, they got to get out of New York immediately.
I think my favorite is City of the Walking Dead. I had to look up the name. I couldn't remember.
City of the Walking Dead or Gates of Hell.
Yeah.
City of the Living Dead.
City of the Living Dead. Sorry.
The first time I saw that was at Exhumed.
Right.
And the print wasn't great. It was muddy. and everybody laughed, and I just thought it was ridiculous. But even though I thought, and I didn't like it, and even though I thought it was really creepy.
Yeah,
it's an utterly creepy film.
I had seen that with Pat one day. We laughed our fucking
and,
asses.
and it's hilarious because it is so audacious and nuts, and things just come out of nowhere. And we saw that with House by the Cemetery, which made maybe less sense in its small way. But I remember I remember the ending really freaking me out. Seeing it, I mean, this is what, 20 years ago? I don't even know. How long ago was this?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Well, I thought these films were stupid as hell, and that was back in my I can't take Italian movies. I think they're all stupid, and I didn't realize that there's a difference between stupid, stylized exploitation from another country that has another industry and has another audience, and that the filmmakers knew that they were. I mean, I think that a lot of these filmmakers are kind of still bad writers as far as how they handle actor and director. I don't think they handle actors very well. And I think the dialogue is terrible in a lot of these. And that's why some of my least favorite of the Italian movies are the ones where it's like The Card Player or Giallo or things like that, where it's the real world. And the characters are supposed to kind of be realistic. And they're just these terrible characters of Argento and these other filmmakers put into more realistic circumstances just highlights how how awful they deal with people in their films. Right. That's why I love Deep Red, because David Hemming, they also get some terrible actors in a lot of these things. David Hemmings is a good actor,
right,
for the most part, and
he can be, right.
And Daria Nicolodi, I think her name is. She's a Hitchcock. She's like a Hitchcock girl in that. Yeah, she's super charming in that movie, and it doesn't take away they're the most human, rounded characters in any Argento films that I haven't seen as non-horror, non-genre, and they really help the movie because the scenes. It's good. We've talked about this it's good to have the boring stuff be interesting. If you think about cop buddy movies, all the stuff that happens in the car where they're yelling at each other or punching each other, that stuff used to just be two guys driving around being boring, if you know. Okay. Imagine, and that makes a movie come down when you're waiting for the set pieces. But in something like Deep Red, you're like, I'm enjoying, and I don't want these characters to die.
Well, yeah, and you're trying to figure out what possibly could be going on. Because that's not a film that's giving you clues that you can figure out what's going on. After you watch it, you could go, okay, I guess that's what that meant.
Sure.
But you're not going to sit there and go, oh, I get it now.
No, it's really rare. The mysteries are not, I don't feel cheated anymore in Italian films when they pull a rabbit out of the hat and is the murderer, because the whole film is in that world.
Right.
The only one I don't like is the one that's kind of the killer is among us, which is like Drive-In Massacre, which are two fucking cheat films where they're basically like, I don't want to blow it for you, but they're very frustrating movies. But Fulci, I really like Black Cat.
Right. I've never been able to get into that.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought you liked that one.
No.
I like Black Cat. It's almost British in a way, except for the gore parts, because it's just Mimsy Parker and this other Mimsy Farmer and this other guy, and strange shit's happening. But you got Patrick McGee in there. I mean, if you get good actors, they can use their style to become better characters that are in these movies. Donald Pleasance in Phenomena. Right. He's adorable.
Right.
Donald Pleasance in the
Paganini horror.
Not so good.
Yeah.
Not so good. Or the one, I forget the one that takes place in Florida with zombies, or forget it.
I was trying to watch one where he was like an archaeologist, and there was like, what was that one?
Not the
like the Mayan or Maya, or
it's terrible. But there's one I confuse that one with the Minotaur that he's he's just thrown into. But yeah, that one's terrible. But I mean, it really helps if you have. I mean, horror writing those characters that just argue and are shitheads. The shitty cameraman, the joking guy, the sex crazed idiot, the drunkard, the partier, the sex it, I mean, also you're going to have these kid actors, but I mean, there's people who are there's much the acting in the characters and the acting are more compelling, I think, in some of these films, especially in Argento when he gets a good cast, which is why I wish that Trauma was better.
Yeah, he's
Brad Dourif, and you waste him.
Yeah, and I think that's the best last movie he did, even though it's not a good movie.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I don't like opera.
Yeah, I liked opera, but
there's some great
to watch. Yeah,
there's some great set pieces in it, but it is just an absolutely.
Trauma's interesting because it's he films it in America, like it's New Orleans, isn't it?
And I think with an American crew,
and it looks very odd and weird, but the story again is
and it just right off the bat, don't trust a villain who's not showing their face. You know what I'm saying? It's such a juvenile, like a 1940s, crime film. Oh, you look what you did! Look what's happened! I'm all right, and then they run off into the shadows, and you're supposed to believe them. And whoops! Here comes Winky. Excuse me, Winks.
Well, we're getting close to 3 hours.
Really? Are there no more questions?
There are questions, so I wanted to get to them. Yeah. So we could.
I'd say The Beyond is my favorite Fulci, but I really think The Black Cat is solid, and I think The Psychic, 7 Notes in Black.
It's also and it's called The Psychic. Yeah,
is also a smaller film of his that I think actually.
That's true. That's almost a real movie.
Yeah, isn't that what's funny?
I do not like Perfect Blue. I love Paprika.
I have not seen Perfect Blue. I've seen Paprika, which I enjoyed, and I saw Millennium Actress, which I liked also.
Right.
But I want to see Perfect Blue, and I was disappointed to not be able to find it by I have limited access to movies right now. I don't have Amazon Prime. I don't think we have Netflix anymore. Hi, sweetheart. Hello.
Here's one.
But I think Satoshi Kon is fantastic.
Yeah.
And I wish he had more. I love the manga I read of his.
Yeah.
Oh, Phil Tippett. Isn't that depressing?
Yeah.
I don't think it's as depressing that he's retiring, but that he has to sell off all his stuff.
Well, that's the world we live in, right?
That is, well,
what a fucking world.
Stop motion is such a. I could talk 3 hours on stop motion. Stop motion is just its own. It's almost like its own subgenre. There's fans who will just watch things because there's stop motion monsters in them, and I'm kind of one of them. Like, I don't like Charles Band movies on the whole, but I love the idea that he kept stop motion people working. He loved to put it in his films. Well, Phil Tippett, for me, I haven't seen Mad God.
I saw that. It was interesting. It wasn't.
It looks a bit like Koyaanisqatsi for stop motion or something like that.
Yeah, made out of pig's guts. It
reminded me of all the claymation, like Zappa stuff. I want to see it. When I saw those that it's not the opening shot, but when they zoom in on that Tauntaun with Han Solo on a Tauntaun, and it stopped, and I knew there was some stop motion animation, because at that point, that was the beginning of we want to know things about these movies before they come out in more detail. So the fan magazines cover it, and there's surprises maybe in the plot, but not in the who's going to be in it and all that stuff.
Yeah,
that Tauntaun running across, I was in nerd heaven.
Yeah, there is something about stop motion. I saw a very interesting video talking about the Lumiere company that made Coraline and their relationship to
is that Selick? Is that Henry Selick?
It might be,
but
it used to be the Raisin Guys thing. Will
Vinton,
right? Not Will Wheaton, and that's an interesting video to find. But there's something about, look, if you like practical effects, you grow up, you see King Kong, you see fucking Jason and the Argonauts. There's something about stop motion that's always interesting.
I love that it
Right.
feels, it still feel, I know that it's not, I know that it's matted in, but it feels like it's there, and it feels like something that can be affected. I
Touched.
I find it's tactile, it's
Yeah.
textural. I find CGI, even the best CGI, just never makes me, again, we're old heads of this stuff. We're just fans. But for me, I'm amazed when I see a good stop motion creature come out and doing, and in a way that I'm not, because I know, right? It's like, I know it's handmade.
Right.
I know people are doing this. And that's nothing against people who are getting on a computer, because that stuff still has to be designed, and I mean, there's good CGI out there. I tend not to like it in horror, but
Well, even
in
that's
spectacle, I mean, all the dinosaur movies that we're seeing, all the sharks and all stuff.
that's another issue with the Furious, is that a lot of the stabbing and blood stuff is CGI, because
Yes, and I could see
work.
it, but
And I
but
hate it, but
I
what
didn't
the
love
fuck
it. But
you
at
gonna
the same
do?
time, they also didn't shove it in your face. It was
Yeah.
always it was always like, here, we're
Right.
here. It wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Right.
a horror
Right.
movie CGI by Winky splatter. So yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, you can catch it, and that's the thing. People, I know that modern viewers, have no patience for stop motion. They think, oh, that doesn't look real. That looks fake. I don't think CGI looks real.
Yeah, right. Exactly. There's
It
an
looks fake to me
acceptable
too.
fakeness to it,
It doesn't have. I mean, stop motion. There's shadows on it. There's textures. I don't even care if you can see the bristling on fur.
Right.
On King Kong, it feels like there's rippling. They feel alive. CGI almost never feels alive to me.
It never feels. It's funny. Stop motion feels like everything is a little too slow, and CGI feels like everything's a little too fast.
Too fast. Yep. Stop motion. The monsters always kind of do this kind of weird. They get in and they set.
Right. But if there's a snake, a CGI snake, that motherfucker could fly through the air.
CGI dinosaur. Yeah, I find, well, also CGI, they can do so much with it that they never say, let's not do this.
Yeah.
They always throw everything in. They go whipping fast, and they can edit like crazy. I watched, speaking of stop motion, a film that I recently watched. I watched The Primevals.
Oh, okay.
And it's not good.
Okay.
It's not good, but it's a throwback. It's Dave Allen's dream project, and you kind of wish that it could have had a budget, and that somebody could have really written a better script. But it's stop motion is stop motion is always a labor of love.
Well, that was, the video made it clear that you really can't make money doing stop motion.
Yeah.
Everything's a loss. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
It's so time consuming.
It's a choice. It's a real serious choice. I mean, it's usually the people who do the animating have to go find somebody willing to back them. And that's what I was saying about Harryhausen and Charles Schneer. I lament the fact that these Columbia films and the films that he made with Schneer are low budget and have a lot of the seams showing, and it's just really unexciting when it comes to the live acting. Just the scenes with actors is usually so boring, which is why I like Jason the Argonauts. It just works better. There's just something. There's just whoever, I don't know deep on the film, but it came together much better. The set piece, it also has just Talos, the Hydra, the skeletons. So much is going on in there, and then I think it comes after the first Sinbad film, and that kind of becomes the Harryhausen thing. He has these multiple, increase. The Kraken is the biggest thing. The skeleton army, the Griffin Centaur fight, where Doctor Who stabs the Griffin, and I hated him so much for that. But I mean, they're making these toys. These Japanese, I think I can't remember, X Planets. They're making these little vinyls of Harryhausen stuff. Why don't I have the money? I wish I have stop motion animator money. But The Primevals, if you love stop motion, you should watch it just because it's sweet, if you know what I mean. But it has almost all the problems of Harryhausen films, but none of the highs.
Yeah.
There's a lovely Yeti thing in it. But then there's these laser blast type aliens that are just kind of like, just doesn't work. It doesn't come together as a film. It's very cheap looking.
Oh, sorry. I was going to give a second before we click.
No problem. But I mean, stop motion is just it. I actually like go crazy. I mean, that's why I like the first Don Dohler film. There's this film called The Strangeness, which has this. It's an interesting movie. Not great, but it has stop motion in it. I mean, I just rewatched. Every couple of years, I rewatch. I never remember the name because, and I have the film. It's not Excalibur. It's not Exodus. It's, the devil. The film with Frank. The stop motion film with the devil and the Book of the Dead.
Oh, Equinox.
Equinox. I don't know why I can't. But Equinox and Equinox is not a great film by any means, but I absolutely love it. It's a comfort film. I was looking it up afterwards, and people were like, "Why is this piece of shit a Criterion film?" And I'm like,
"Yeah,
I love Equinox to death." We saw that at. I was really happy to see that at Exhumed. I saw a clip from that as a kid, and was scared by it. And it wasn't even the monsters; it was just the self-driving car that hits the guy at the beginning.
Oh Jesus! Wow.
And I was just creeped out. There's also there's some, we've talked about this before, about there's something about cheap movies that look creepy.
Right. Exactly.
And as a kid, I found it off-putting, and then, but I absolutely love that film. There's just some fun, and it's funny because to me, Winter Beast is kind of like the worst.
Yeah, right. The worst version of that. Yeah.
Worst Equinox, and I kind of love it.
I just looked it up. It's funny. I came across this. It's a 2008 film, a 2018 film. I have not seen it. No.
What is it? You know anything about it?
No, not really.
I'm writing these down.
Now, Stevie has a request, so I'll do this. I think it's worth mentioning Film Geek. Film Geek is a really interesting documentary that's on HBO Max right now. It's a director's story about growing up in New York.
Oh, wow.
His family, his kind of weird father and interesting mother. He becomes a professional movie maker. He made like The Matador and the Linguini incident. But the film is told by his films, some drawings of like old theaters like the Thalia, and movie clips. So he talks about, taking a Pelham 123 and all this movie. He lives in New York, so he's sneaking into places to watch movies being filmed. He's watching Dressed to Kill being made.
How old is he?
In that time he was like, I think he was like high school age of the 80s. Yeah, around our age.
Yeah, you're talking about taking a Pelham and Dressed to Kill. Yeah.
Right. So that's a really interesting thing. And the other documentary that I should mention before I forget is a film. I think it's only on the Criterion Channel now, called Video Heaven, which is a 3-hour documentary on the cultural impact of renting and watching movies.
Wow.
So it has Maya Hawke, Ethan Hawke's daughter, narrate, and they will talk about, well, this is the technology, and they'll show you old clips of early like ads for videotape players, and then there's a section that talks about the Ma and Pa video stores, and then they talk about how corporate took over. And while they're showing clips of movies, here's this. How did the video store affect movies? How did the cliche of the video store clerk that always gives you bad advice and it spins this wonderful thing about how the community that was every Saturday or Friday night, kids would go to the video store with their family and rent a bunch of shit, and what that meant. It is fantastic. It is one of the best documentaries I've seen in ages.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
Because I've mentioned before, I was not deeply into the rental culture.
Okay.
I didn't have the money or the time.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would watch movies over people's houses or just go to the movies.
Mm.
And Sarah and I, we had a Blockbuster. We went to Blockbuster, but not that often because we, cable sufficed. Or we'd have watched the popular movies we would try to see in the theater.
Sure.
And the junk, but I mean, I always found them frustrating because I was, going to Kim's Video and everything like that. Like, I wish I could have gone there.
Yeah.
But I never really went to the one on Bay Street.
Oh, Bayware,
I
yeah.
think I went with you once. I went with somebody, but I
Oh
didn't
well,
have,
it's weird
I should
because
have gotten an account there.
there's
But
a
I wasn't living near there, and I never had I didn't have cars until I was 19,
yeah.
and I was going to clubs.
There's a documentary. The gentleman who sets up your signings at Forbidden Planet.
Matt,
Right.
horror boobs on
Boobs.
Instagram.
Right.
Worth a follow.
He, I believe, is in that documentary because he got the Tales of the Quadrat Zone.
Yeah.
I rented that
Yeah.
copy from that place
I
Fletcher and watched that.
I watched that a couple of months ago.
Yeah. Oh, that's something.
It's something. I haven't seen Black Voodoo Doll from Hell.
I think I didn't actually get through that. The Quadrat Zone, I did watch.
I got through it.
Well, I think we probably. I'm
sorry. The Mangler.
I'm so itchy. I can't concentrate.
It's okay, itchy. I'm scratchy.
So here's one last thing somebody wrote. Yeah, I hope you get a list of stuff to watch.
Can I rattle off something because I'm not going to want to talk about it.
Sure, not a problem.
I rewatched a bunch of Japanese horror films that were part of J Horror Theater, which was 6 films that were produced by the, and they don't connect, but it was part of the packaging. They involved people who like worked on The Grudge, worked on The Ring, Kiyoshi Kurosawa, and I don't think any of them are great, but I think if you like J horror, they're worth checking out. You may have seen them, but I've seen all but one, and the one is called The Sylvian Experiments. That's the people who produced The Ring, or Kyofu. I didn't love that, but it was, they're all at least interesting. Infection, Premonition, Reincarnation, that was interesting. But and Retribution is the Kiyoshi Kurosawa one, and it has the actor that he uses. I can't remember
from Curse, and
it turns out that I had seen it already, and the first time I saw it, I didn't like it, and this time I found it much more interesting. But they have them all on YouTube. I mean, Tubi.
Okay,
right
cool.
now they're all subtitled. So look for the J Horror Theater. Yeah, Reincarnation, Premonition, Infection, Retribution, Kaidan, the Sylvian Experiments. And originally Retribution by Kiyoshi Kurosawa was not technically part of it, but it's become part of it. So those are 6 films that are just, I'm interested in groupings of films for something like,
nice grouping.
Nice grouping. But they were worth seeing. I think they were worth seeing if you liked, like I said, Ring, people, Grudge, and Kiyoshi Kurosawa is always worth a look.
Cool.
And so his is nuts. I liked his the best, most likely.
Yeah, I rewatched some of his films recently.
I've been meaning to rewatch Cure.
Yeah, we rewatched Cure, Steve and I.
I rewatched Pulse. I've seen Pulse a couple of times.
Doesn't work.
It doesn't hit the same way it did
not the first time. Yeah,
but
at least for me, yeah.
I still really like it, and I can remember the way it hit that first time.
Right.
But it's not as, it's a little runny on the sides.
Right.
But
well,
I love so much about it.
We should probably call it. We did our 3 hours. Not that we can't go over, but I'm literally losing my mind.
I could talk until 9 in the morning. Yeah.
Thanks everybody who showed up. If we didn't get to your questions, we're sorry.
Thank you,
it's
folks.
Just the way it works. And we will probably definitely do one of these for Halloween.
Yeah.
So we'll be back then, and maybe we'll do an audio one before I drop dead. And
I'd like to see your cats again, if nothing else.
Yeah, or before they drop dead. Thank you. They're old. They're gonna turn.
I know. When I see pictures of them, I'm like, everybody's cat, please.
Yeah. So thanks everybody who showed up.
Thanks, folks. I hope you got a list of movies to check out. Hope you had some fun.
Okay, I'm going to end the stream now. I'm pushing the button to end the stream now. I think the stream